Alrighty, everyone, welcome to loading into a game. We got Ascent here, and all of these players are ready to lock in something new for us, something different. IlluZion versus Ookers. This is the rematch of the century, a grand final. They have battled it out. We have casted every single game, and we're back on Ascent, Haven, and Fracture. How you feeling, Disco?
I am feeling so pumped to see this rematch between these two. Ookers have been on an absolute tear through the upper bracket, and IlluZion on a tear of their own through the lower bracket. And now, these two that met in the very first round are finally rematching here in the grand finals. I can't imagine a more picture-perfect storyline back on Ascent. Two of these teams' favorite maps, and some of the other maps that we're going to see as we go into this series, potentially next map being Fracture. Really interesting. And so I will say I'm a little hurt because in the lobby they said they were going to try new things, and from what I can see, this is the same thing that we've been looking at all night. Regardless,
it might be the same, but you know what is different? Our mindset. We're in the grand finals. This is it, and it's done. And the only thing we have to worry about is dominoes. So let's keep it going and get into the next game. Wait, did you ever finish ordering Pizza Hut?
No, I'm still working on it. I'm going to wait until we get at least into map 2 here. Which, speaking of which, the first round is underway, and look at how quickly Ookers has found their way into the B side. An absolutely dominating execution so far, and you can see IlluZion has just decided to concede that space. So already, Edu, we're just going to be looking at a 5v5 retake on the pistol round, which is always a real treat to be a part of.
Always a real treat to be a part of for these gamers, and of course, it's Cairo. He wants to do some damage. He wants to really just start popping off. But with what we have from this man, Brady, anything is possible. Let's find out. Can we see it? A little bit of a util, and that is Pain getting a man down. Pawn is already dead, and this is where we like to see IlluZions. They were just on this map popping off, and they're ready for more. But Kai, the cleanest wall bang, headshot, collateral, last man standing. Are we going to see Joseph being able to clutch up against Rek? Oh, and he just barely makes a single footstep of noise. The splash, and it's gonna be every day, but he bought time. Oh no, he didn't buy time. 0.32. Oh, it's gotta hurt.
Man, and to think that Joseph had such a good position inside of that smoke too, and the only thing that gave him away was the fact that he kind of did a little jiggle peek out of there, and it let Rek know that he was there and allowed him to get that kill. If he had only delayed that by just an extra second, we might be looking at a different round here, but that's the way things go. And IlluZion walk away with the first pistol round, and right off the top, want to point out Pain investing directly into that Vandal. He's done it in the past, but Ookers are one of those teams that you have to respect on these anti-ecos. There's a very good chance that they could turn this around and get that Vandal in their hands.
Getting the Vandal in their hands would open the door for a lot here, but with Kai now TPing away, it's good to see that they are already pushing as a team. Yes, we are not seeing a full force up, and the fact is they planted the bomb. They still all have frenzies, and yet still so much money to spare. But Geo, he's ready to go. We do have a little bit of a flank coming out from Rek. He is going to get one from Tiles, two from Tiles, and Geo gunning it down. The pinch of the era with Joseph now the last man standing, getting himself two, going for the reload, and the swing from Geo will make it a 3K for the Omen. Beautiful round for defenders, but two people went down there, and we will see the buy round start.
Yeah, I mean, you pointed it out. That was a really great play from Rek. I mean, huge impact. They kind of lined up there on, Cat. They're waiting for that smoke to go away so that they can kind of push in. But, Geo puts them in such a peculiar position where he's so close, and Rek just forces them into this meat grinder. So, really good round from Rek there to kind of, facilitate that and not give them any chance to kind of try to bring that back. So, now that we're on the buy round here, we're going to have to see if Ookers is going to be able to stay consistent as they have been on these Ascent picks so far.
And you gotta be consistent here. Of course, Ookers on this map, they didn't win game 1 on Ascent, is the funny thing, when they were facing off against Nyx. So this is the map where they struggled the most, and Fracture is the map where they took it back away from IlluZion the last time we saw these two teams compete. So, with how the game is going, the fact that Pain is now down with Rek getting the trade, a 2-for-2, that makes it so attackers have a great advantage here. But Spike is still down outside. They can't really hit the site quite yet. and they want to take B. Zambi ready to rotate, ready to rock, ready to roll. Let's see them now try to take this B site.
Already in a very peculiar position, just having this 3v3. This is not the position that you want to be in here, and we can already see that IlluZion kind of seems to understand where this hit might be coming through. So, you know, Brady's just trying to wait for this execute to come through, and as the dark cover goes away, it's all going to come down to timing.
Timing is of the essence as everybody's holding that W key down. We got Cairo inside of main, looking for trouble, looking for damage, looking for deeps. But is it going to actually happen? Of course, Cairo, so much DPS coming out from him usually, but is it going to be good enough? Clean headshot onto Cairo. Here is going to be the ult going through, and it is backing him up. The nade taking out Brady, and there it is. Attach getting another one down. Can we see some more? Flashbang, and not a hit from Attach. There is going to be the flash, and that is going to be the end of the round. Attackers losing 3 guns, but taking the round with them.
Yeah, and that's a really good position for IlluZion to be in here, because not only did it take away the guns, but now Rec has the tour de force available for him. So it is possible. It looks like he is just going to go ahead and buy out the Vandal and just kind of carry that ultimate into the next round. But if he really wanted to bank up that economy, he'd be more than welcome to. So, oh, that is exactly what he's going to do, in fact. So he is just going to kind of fall back onto that tour de force and just try to, you know, get some very, I would say probably some advanced plays here, because we've seen what Rec can do with this tour de force, and it looks like he's just going to do a very similar B peak that we have seen from him in the past. The question is he going to find the same value out of it as this Prowler kind of snuffs him out?
You know, it does snuff him out, and it is sniffing for some more. We got Rec ready to bounce off of it. Of course, a little bit of util. There is the second Prowler. Again, so much info, but look at what we've seen here from Rec. He's done this almost every single time, and the swing will get him a pick onto Cairo. Massive damage down for these gamers, and I think we're ready to see him do it again. We are going to have, of course, that they're 5 against 4, but it's risky for him to keep it going.
I think Ookers might want to consider doing a little bit of a reset here. I mean, you have Kai in a pretty good position here in mid, and, you know, wouldn't be a terrible idea to try to reset and move back over towards A, as Kai can kind of try to get a little bit more space in mid. He is going to be spotted out by Attach on the jump peak rather, but look at where Pain is in his position here in Cubby. If they don't anticipate this, he could make this whole round fall apart.
And that is it. Looks like Pain is going to go down, but here we go. Geo now anchoring it back, ready to go. Getting the headshot down on a Joseph. Wants to get some more. Can we see it happen? Of course, we might be able to. Damage dealt. Attach is going to get pawned down. And here we go. A little bit of a rotate, a little bit of a one-tap from Geo. A clean flick from him, but last man standing is going to be Rec, getting Zambi down.
Wow, really good round coming out from IlluZion here. Staying very disciplined, not giving up their positions, not over-rotating. And that's, you know, you can just kind of tell that they trust each other there. I really like that Ookers decided to do a little bit of a reset there, but unfortunately, it just wasn't quite in the cards for them. So now they're going to be forced on another little bit of an eco. Joseph does have the Marshal in hand. We have seen what he's able to do with this, but Kai only one away from the tour de force. So if they play their cards right and they can get Kai that ultimate orb, he might be able to activate that ultimate and, you know, use that to help swing the round back in their favor.
Yeah, swinging the round back, definitely what you got to do. Of course, Brady, he's got himself the Vandal, and with that Vandal, it definitely flexes the fact that he's ready to try to one-tap these kiddos. They have to push into him, and with the rifle, it's powerful. A little bit of a push coming out from all these gamers. Last man standing, Pain. Trying to hold it back. He is joined by the KO over in Wine. But if they don't get their picks, I might whine. A little bit of a flashbang coming around. TP's away. This is risky for attack. They've taken so much damage with the counter flash and the counter push. Pond is going to get one, but Pain is the one to go down. There's already 2 replacing his dead body. And that is going to be a big pick, though, because now these attackers are trying to hit B, and Cairo crouching right underneath the man market. Does he have the timing down? Look at that beautiful positioning.
Wow.
This man's playing Mission Impossible, just absolutely going right underneath it. But the spike, it's now down. And here comes the push. Might actually get a pick, and he does. Beautiful job. 2 against 1 against 3. I mean, Attach getting bodied. and he gets bodied twice. This is now a rifle in the hands of Joseph. He can just get it, but with the spike being down, he does have just enough util, and Joseph's clutched these before, but with only 13 seconds, he's got to swing it. He's got to get the picks, and he's almost had it. So close, but defenders are going to take that. IlluZion bringing back a solid game plan.
I really like the way that Ookers decided to just kind of contact into B there. The problem is that, you know, they didn't have the spike in the position where they wanted it to be. And I think that's when you're going to be, you know, setting up for a little bit more of maybe a default or just a fake, or, you know, maybe you just don't know exactly what site you want to go to. You want to have the spike in a little bit better positioning there. And they were definitely punished for it because we could see IlluZion was just ready to rotate around, take control of the map space that was given to them and shut that down. But now they're back on a buy round for Ookers, and they have so many ultimates at their disposal from the shadows, a showstopper and a null command to boot, so they could utilize those to help them win this round. I think right now it's just about the pacing and how much of the utility they can get out of IlluZion.
And that is going to be the pace that you want to see. Kai getting a double kill spray down on 2 without taking a whole lot of damage. Fact of the matter is, A is going to be here. A nice shot coming out from everybody. And the A site is the hit potential. We're seeing them walk right past it, though. Not exactly zoning enough. We are going to see the door fall. But who's going to be the last to fall? Is it defense? Is it attack? A little bit of push coming in. Kai looking for it. Can he get it? I like this slow push coming out from these defenders. They're needing to wait for some util, but that flashbang, not sure why he's throwing it. It's not really going to be utilized onto anybody quite yet. With now Pain going down, another flash in, Kai gunning the headshot down on attach, and this is now where we're seeing Ookers bringing it back, warming themselves up, and hot hands getting them all the picks. But Brady, I think he is going to get spotted here. So if he pushes it, he's actually going to get Kai, because just the shoulder, that's the second time we've seen that happen to Kai. But bomb still going down, and I don't think Brady might be able to get out in time, just barely, and he's out. Whoa, never mind. Planning over on that back left side, just enough to make it an inch closer.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, I guess, for Brady. They're not being able to carry that rifle into the next round. Kind of necessary for him. But, you know, Ookers get back on the board, you know, trying to close this gap out a little bit. And I really like the way that they played that out. They were playing kind of slow. Sure, they didn't, you know, necessarily do the strongest default. They didn't get all the utility out, but they were able to get into the site off the back of Kai's 2K. And that's really all you need, because Kai is just one of those guys that if you can set him up, he can win you the round. So now he's got the tour de force to use to carry into this round, as well as a showstopper for Cairo that they can use to just try to secure this round if they really need to. But they are up against a little bit of a half by a pseudo hero rifle for Geo, so might not be necessary here, though Pain has popped this Blade Storm, and we'll have to see what they can do as they kind of push up into mid, potentially into T-spawn.
Pushing right into T-spawn is actually going to get them all picked off by Pond and Zambi. Spike, however, is going to go down, and I mean, this is scary for him. Pain on this eco. He's got knives, and he knows how to hit these. That's going to be a nice body shot down, 50 damage dealt. A little bit of a more fake out, but this is where the defense now can reassess where they're going to be hitting. They know exactly where the enemies are, and that's going to cause a pinch. And pinching leads to bruising. Bruising leads to bleeding, and bleeding leads to dying. And I don't know if we're going to see these guys being able to work it out, try to bring this game back. The fact that they just lost 2 like that, definitely detrimental.
Yeah, and now you can see IlluZion is in a very good position here. They control so much of the map. They have to know exactly where Ookers is.
And there we go. Rhett getting the shot on Joseph, clean as all B, but can he do it again? He's ready to swing out against the 2. Of course, we do still have Pain on the flank. Here's the showstopper coming forward, and it is not going to connect, aiming a little bit too low. Cairo can't really hit it, but it's okay. A Rosa ult happens to the best of us, happens to all of us. But will it happen again with now the knives out? Pushing forward. There's Kai getting the pick. 2 ultimates have been used so far for this attack side. And I think we might just see a little bit of a retake. Everything needs to be reheated here for these players. There we go. Cairo gets the shot. Kai gets the other. And that is going to be a round. Honestly, Pain, he tried so well to get that in there. If he managed to get the pick onto Kai, would have been a different story.
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, that was a really good round for IlluZion because they were already on the eco, and that aggression that they, that play rather that they made through mid, just kind of contacting straight up Cat and pushing right back into T spawn. That was really good for them because even though they only went into that with one gun, they were able to, kind of do a little bit of economic damage to Ookers, not enough to push them back, but they don't give it to them for free, and now they get to buy up for themselves, and they have an operator in the hands of Rec who has been an absolute demon with that tonight. So the question is, are they going to go for a similar play, or will they just let Ookers kind of run into their positioning?
I mean, that is going to be the facts here. Trying to let them push out for this game. Of course, we do have Cairo breaking it for them to now push. The little chamber trip ain't going to do a whole lot. It's just a trademark. And one thing that we do have is Geo with everybody getting trades, a big play outside of A. But is Cairo going to get timing here? The answer is yes. Geo gets one. And here comes a little bit of a blind. He might have spotted one to reassess the location. Joseph ready to get the pick, ready to get the trade, ready to get the swing, with Kai backing him up to make sure that they could push out. And there it is. Geo now gunned down. This is a pinch, though. We have the KO right behind both of them. And we got the fade inside of Market and exit over by Logs. Let's find out. Is Attach going to be able to get this 2-4-3? And there it is. Joseph getting Attached down. And I think this is winnable for the attack, and they could tie this up to 4-4. A very close game of Ascent so far, but that's how Ascent is, always neck and neck. And Kai taking Wreck down. That's going to be the op. The spike now going to get planted at 15 seconds remaining, just barely there. So, Brady, how can you clutch up against these newly found operators?
Or does he clutch up? Does he just try to take the Vandal and carry it into the next round? I mean, they are a little worse for wear economic-wise, but it looks like he is thinking about trying to go for this.
All right. Big push coming forward.
One enemy remaining.
That's how we're going to do it. And look at what we have. Beautiful pick. Brady, ready to go. Can we see that happen? We can. Kai gets the man down. Beautiful effort for everyone here. And of course, that's going to be a tied game, 4-4.
You know what's so interesting about the way that Ookers have been playing is that they have these really good defaults that I really like to watch. But even though IlluZion has been able to break those up, just maybe off the back of a trap play or just heroics from Attach in that round, the Ookers always end up in a very peculiar position where IlluZion has such advanced positioning around them. They control so much of the map, but their patience and their just ability to kind of read the situation has allowed them to still end up winning out those rounds that I feel like they don't have a lot of, right winning out, especially in that round. We could see it was just Kai, Joseph. They're just all alone, in mid, completely surrounded by enemies, but they wait. And then they're able to use that to just kind of capitalize on it and get those kills and then finally make those rotations through. So really good rounds coming out from Ookers. I'm surprised that IlluZion hasn't been able to actually close these out considering how good their positioning has been.
Yeah, their positioning's been very good, but if anybody's wondering why is the timer not ticking, that's because we're in a tech pause right now. It seems as though we're seeing a little bit of a slow push coming out from these gamers, and if we see both teams ready, we're going to get right back into it. So let's find out if they're good and good to go. Here we are, ready to rock it. Now, timer's now ticking, and we're ready to go, as I agree with Disco most of the time. I mean, we'll say Disco, a 4-4 side, it's definitely a risk that they're taking here, trying to push in every so often. But do you really think that the momentum can be shifted heavily in the favor of Ookers, which I think has happened for the past 3?
Well, it really just depends on whether or not IlluZion is going to continue to be impatient here. We can already see that Ookers have been setting up for any of these plays that IlluZion want to run. They don't want to expend their utility to get as much information. They want to just try to dry peek, and if they continue to do that, then Ookers is going to punish them. I mean, look at this setup that we have here now. We have Pond and Zambi, and they're so ready for Rec to push this. Now, if they can wait him out, Rec might just be impatient enough to actually push in, and that has been a lot of the reason that they've been able to pull these around.
Yeah, and if they are able to push it back, this is a GG. Let's just see what can happen now moving forward. And by GG, I mean good ground. It stands for round. But let's see what's going to happen from Pain going forward with that Sheriff. Able to do a little bit of damage, but not enough to shut down these members. Kai taking out Geo. And this is now a B site, all theirs. We're seeing a huge shift for this team. Ookers, you're bringing it back. If you can win it on Ascent, the last time you're on Fracture, you absolutely decimated. So let's see if that's going to happen yet again. We go a little bit of TP on. Brady getting spotted out by that util usage, and everybody's doing the best that they can to try to get this going. Again, very patient plays coming out from these defenders to try to retake this. It's hard to hit, especially with a one-way smoke and an op. So when you crouch down, you're just going to be an easier shot. And Cairo and Kai are going to prove that. Attached now getting Joseph. He only has a Spectre, but with the amount of armor he has, it might be worth it to try to save or get as many exit frags as possible. So let's see if he goes the exit frag route. Looks like it, but no one's going to really push him here. But if he can just run behind him, he might be just fast enough. Here he goes. Get the op down. He gets the op, but he can't get any more. But I think they might be able to go pick it up. But actually, they're going to just leave it there.
Wow, very interesting play. But, I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You see, Ookers, they were able to just wait out the entire defensive setup of illusions. I mean, they hold, they wait for attach, or not attach, but they wait for Rec to peek. Once he does peek, you know, he gets that information, he relays it to his team. Hey, there's two over here. This might be an A setup. So the rest of the players over in Illusion kind of just decide to dry peek B because they want a little bit more information. They don't want to spend that utility if they don't have to. And because of that, they are punished and it's a free B site for them. So Illusion need to kind of adjust. They can't just keep dry peeking into Ookers or else Ookers will punish them for it. Now, if they are able to adjust that, it's going to put Ookers in a very difficult position here because a lot of their plan here has just been contingent on whether or not Illusion gives them that space. And we can already see that Illusion has been kind of playing back a little bit further and just waiting for the site hit to come.
Yeah, and that site hit is going to be coming out with a suppression ultimate, the null command, trying to keep them back. We do see a little bit of damage spray, and oh my god, Pond, you are incredibly low. Great amount of damage dealt by the KO, and the spike now going down to Cairo. Can we see what's going to happen now moving forward? The retake definitely a possibility with now the null command, now the util. Of course, we got Brady rocking the nightmare. It's going to hit so many people. A little bit of util, almost all but one. Here comes the trail detected. This man's stuck behind. Geo gets gunned, and there it is. Pain getting Joseph on all of these people. Can we see this happen? You just got to follow the trail, and that's going to be one. That's going to be two, and that is all you need to win the round for your team. Hand it over to Brady. He is bringing the game back right now, but with the bomb getting defused, it's on the fade.
Wow, a flawless retake coming out from Illusion in both meetings. I guess, you know, it was flawless in execution, and they get out without losing a single player. I really like the way that they're able to pull that off, tie it up, but now, I mean, can they continue to play that same style? I mean, it worked out for them this time around because they didn't give, you know, Ookers a lot to work with. And so instead of just playing into their plan, they let them get in there and then they execute their practice retakes, you know, pretty much flawlessly. So now they don't have the same kind of ultimates at their disposal, so they're going to have to try and play around that. I think potentially just anticipating an A hit here. It looks like they are, but they also don't have very strong mid control going into this, and that could give Ookers a lot more map to work with.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely be a possibility for this team to take the space that they need, that they require to win the game. Obviously, we are seeing a little bit of a big push coming out from that mid side, looking to see who is going to get taken down. And of course, at this grand finals, anything is going to happen. Game one off to a very neck and neck start, an incredibly long game one so far, but I think they're ready to keep it going. Score being 5-5, been here for a little bit. Can we see what's going to happen with Cairo now wanting to push in and shut down Geo potentially? Let's find out as they slowly inch their way closer and closer to sight. Only 50 seconds remaining. The nade now coming through, but unfortunately it is not going to connect over to CT. Geo is going to get the Cade stuck around the corner, but he, of course, has that corner to fall back on. Pain, though, can't fall back onto anything because he is now dead. Kai getting the gun down. Rec getting Zambi. This is the one-for-one trade, and here we have it. Pond ready to swing it, and the nightmare coming out from the attack. Here we go. Kai gets Geo down, and this is all up to how these men can play. Last man standing. It's the retake from Attach, with everyone getting gunned down from Cairo and Joseph. Beautiful use of util, and that is a big push. If they can consistently do that, yes, it requires ultimates, but it's still very scary. And I could tell that the IGL for that team is saying, yo, play for picks, you got this, and that's why he nodded his head. Disco, do you think that he's going to be able to win, or at least get 2?
I think if you're attached here, you just try to get yourself in a good position here, back towards the back of A main, and just try to catch anybody on the way out. You know, you could see that the investment was pretty heavy for Ookers going into this round, so taking some weapons out of their hands might be a good play. While on the other hand, Attach can't afford to, you know, lose his if he has to.
Flashbang coming out, and there we go. It gets nothing. I was kind of disappointed, but it's okay. Last round coming up here. Disco, tell us about the econ, and who do you think is going to be taking this?
Well, I mean, it's a very tricky round for IlluZion here. They have to invest pretty much everything that they have. They got to break the bank to get into this if they want to have a shot. And, you know, they're actually going to call a timeout here, which I don't think is a terrible idea. See, but here's the interesting thing about what happened in the last round. I think that Ookers set up a pretty perfect fake. I mean, they had all the positioning that they needed. They committed just the right amount of utility over to the B site and towards mid. They put the pressure there while, you know, simultaneously not putting any pressure towards A. The problem is that even though IlluZion was able to read that, they knew that it was a fake, or at the very least, they weren't sold on it, because we saw the majority of their team hadn't moved around. The problem is, they still ended up losing it, and they lost it off the back of Kai's entry just right into tree. And because of that, they're allowed to just kind of roll over everybody else in A. So I think IlluZion's got to be wondering, how is it that we can know, or we can at least read what's happening here and still lose to this team on their pushes? And I think really what it comes down to is just the fact that Ookers are feeling themselves right now, or at the very least, Kai is on a tear. The man is 16-8, and he has been such a crucial piece for Ookers' success coming into this. So, what is the adjustment that IlluZion is going to make coming into this? I don't know. I don't think that they need to do too much differently. I think they just need to try to continue to hold very strong passive angles and try to, you know, concede the space when they know that it's been, you know, lost, and then play for that retake.
And you got to play for the retake. Of course, Pain looking to try to swing out, do some damage here. But on top of this box, he does have that height advantage, but he also doesn't have anywhere to run. That's the biggest fear about being in this spot. You're not a chamber. You can't TP out after this. You're not an omen. You can't use a blind to make sure that the attackers don't just absolutely dumb you down. But here we go. That's going to be why you don't sit up on top of a box, or else you're going to be sent away in a box. Let's see what happens with Brady now sliding around, trying to get one, but he only can get one. Geo gets one before he's done. The last man standing. A little bit of an ult. Cairo just popping all the util. This man is confident. It's the last round. Doesn't matter. He's not saving it for anybody outside of Rec here. Wanted to get this going. We do have a beautiful split off here. They do also look for Rec. Rec now swinging it. Spots one, but it's one and done. Cairo on the triple kill will now secure the 7th round for his team.
Switching sides.
So, I mean, really good half coming out from Ookers there. They kind of win it out 7-5, keeping it kind of close. But here's the thing. We saw, especially in the last map here with IlluZion up against Nyx, is that they have a very strong attack side. And Ookers has a strong attack side as well. But the fact that IlluZion was able to hold them at bay for as long as they did, I think is a little bit scary if you're Ookers going onto this defense. Now, sure, Ookers have had very strong defensive setups on Ascent in the past, but IlluZion, they really like to play at the same pace that Ookers does. And you know, if what I'm anticipating is going to come into fruition, we might see a very big battle here in mid, because both of these teams love fighting mid on pistol round, and this could be an absolute murder fest.
A murder fest indeed. So much damage here, but who's actually taking the cake? That's right. It's going to be Pain, pushing all the way into tiles, being the man in charge, being the leader, looking to find out where is Pond, where is the chamber. See if it's possible, if they could just hold that W key, find themselves in the site, in the game here. Or will they just get shut completely back? I don't think so, because of the rank, the height, the map that these players are going off of. And of course, Pain, he's ready to go. Get your G Fuel ready because we're about to see something nice here with Pain coming in, taking out Zambi. And there it is. Zambi post-mortem gets 1. Cairo gets 2. It's a 2 against 3. The post-mortems are always nice to see. But Rec, you're gonna have to find the last man standing. And it's gonna be right here, right now. You're waiting for your teammate to push in so you can swing. But now Rec, you're just allowing your teammates to die while Cairo is picking them off one after another. Last man by the stairwell. The bomb is down. The spike is hard to pick up. I think we're going to see Rec just play it patient, wait for these guys to get aggro with 30 seconds remaining. The patience is not in there with him now swinging out and Kai getting the final blow.
You know, it seemed like a little bit of a mistake there at first because IlluZion, they didn't fight them back for mid. They let IlluZion go right through mid and into B, but the way that Ookers actually played that out was so smart because they let them take mid to market and then almost immediately come in right behind them. So as soon as they get into the site, they realize that they have to deal with not 1 but 2 anchors in the back of site. And while they're trying to, figure that out, the rest of Ookers is coming in through market to immediately crunch them. So really good pistol round coming out from Ookers and a great adaptation to how they normally run those mid rounds in pistol.
Yeah, how these guys have been running their games is just a flex. It's absolutely beautiful coming forward, and with Rec now sliding in, he wants to do it again. He needs to try to find the pick. That is going to be a little bit of util dumpage coming forward, and there it is. Rec is now stuck, and here is the push. Joseph, he knows that Pain is already on there. This is a big rush, and if Rec can't get the pick, this might be more difficult now that they're in close quarter combat. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2 for Joseph. And there is the 3rd on Cairo, 2nd on Kai. Now, last man standing attached. You're going to have to just plant the spike, make sure that you can get some money. But Cairo, he's not allowing you to. An easy, flawless round, 2nd of the half. And we're seeing Ookers just dominate this team IlluZion yet again.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the picture perfect idea of that anti-eco, right? You're coming in with a full bonus. You barely even have to buy up armor for most of the team. And meanwhile, a lot of IlluZion did invest a little bit into that round. So they're going to be going with light armor. This is not a situation that you want to be in against all these Spectres, because even though you are running the rifles, it's so much easier for you to get tapped down with those Spectres. And we've seen how aggressive Ooker can be on their on their bonus rounds. So it's going to come down to whether or not IlluZion is able to find these early picks and do that damage before they let Ookers get into a good, strong position to break up these plays.
Yeah, and you want to try to break up the play here, but the play of the game is going to be Kai getting Pain. That is a lot of damage down, and now Pond, he wants to get some more. Of course, this is how we like to see it. They're just getting these picks for free, being able to TP away, and Kai getting Brady. This is a huge difference in the way that the gameplay has been going. We started 5-7, we're at 5-9. They kept the momentum coming around here, and I think they're going to keep that going with Kai now ready to swing on attach. This, of course, being the buy round for the attackers. They can't risk it with Kai. Clean shot right onto the man, and here's Gio, Vandal in hand, looking for the man who's going to be peeking him today at Wine, and he's ready to re-peek it. But unfortunately, he's going to have to back it out. Oh no, it's a little bit of a fake. Spike is going to be down though, so I think no matter what happens, unless we see a massive play by Rec here, it's going to be difficult. That is a big play. Is it massive? Only if he gets 2. And he does get 2. This is winnable now. A 3v1. But Gio, he's spotted. He's got to try to stick this down. Zambi going for the flashbang. He's going to get it. He's going to get the shot as well. And defenders now win their bonus.
Wow, I just really love the way that Ookers played that out. Not only to just kind of be in there aggressive, like at the very start of the round, and just try to catch the rest of IlluZion off guard with their Spectres in mid, but then immediately pull back from that and just reset and not get too greedy. They don't overextend, they find themselves good positions and they wait for the rest of IlluZion to come to them. Now, we've seen so many plays lately fall apart because people start getting eager. They start getting a little greedy, maybe even anxious, but Ookers, even after a long day of playing Valorant, they're still playing discipline. They want to win this game.
They want to win the game, and they kind of have to. They got to hold that W key down and try the best to get in here with a little bit of stun, a little bit of damage, a little bit of nade coming out from Cairo, and here we go. Lots of damage on this wall, but it's not going to break. Did you know if you just toss the satchel on top of it, it destroys it? Now you do, but here we go. It's going to be Seth ready to go. He gets one. He can't get two with Pain getting him down. This is how we need to see the attacker start to play, but so many ults are about to be available for these defenders. If they just get one pick, can't we see it? Wreck gets Zambi down. And this is now a 3v2 retake against people without real weapons, without large enough skill. Can they see it? That's going to pay the bill. Pond and Zambi, though, cleaning it up immediately. That's going to put him at 5-11. This is where we're seeing the mentality of these attackers get thrown back, losing 4 in a row, almost being able to hold it after the plant.
Well, it's a pretty decent round from IlluZion, I think. They're able to get in there and get the plant down, and I think that's your main priority. Sure, if you can win the round out, that's pretty good. And they were able to kind of get a couple picks, take some guns away, but at this point, it doesn't really make a difference, right? Because the economy has just snowballed so much for Ookers that really they just need to try and supplement themselves as much as they can. So now, this is their last chance to claw their way back into this game. 5-11, this is not the scoreline that you want to be down on a potential 5-0 in the second half. If they lose this, Ookers is going to be primed to win this first map.
And even if they're primed to win it, they gotta go for it. Pain getting a clean headshot down, and he's ready to keep it going. Who's gonna be taking it today? A little bit of a spray, a little bit of a one-tap from Pain onto Kai. Flashbang out. It does prevent a little bit of a push, but they're just gonna hold W. Zambi, he needs to get one, and he gets none. Cairo getting one with Joseph getting it, but the last player standing has to get 3 more. A little bit of damage, a little bit of push. Here comes the dog, and it's gonna spot out one. He's sending another one. He just wants to get his ultimate, and he gets it. This is winnable for him. He's going to now pop it down, and he's ready to go all the way around. They can't hear him break this. Beautifully played, and they don't know what the hell is going on. And by what the hell, I mean the 2 in hell. Let's see the drop down and see if they're going to be sent to hell as well. Finally, Joseph dropping in. The ultimate now fully weared off, and there is going to be the blind, and they light up, but unfortunately, Joseph can't see. So close.
Wow, I mean, that was actually insanely close and very winnable for Joseph as well. But IlluZion definitely needing to win that round if they want to have any shot at staying in this. But that being said, I mean, Ookers is still in a pretty good position here. And now with 1 away from the Tour de Force and the showstopper available for them, there's a very good chance that they could disrupt any sort of fast play that IlluZion wants to make. So they were able to kind of, you know, be successful off of the aggressive play that IlluZion loves doing on certain maps, especially here on Ascent. But it might not work out for them this time if they end up going into Cairo. But it looks like they're just going to activate the null command right away and just try to go straight into A like they did the round before.
Straight into A with Pond now getting attached down. That is going to be a little bit different, but with Brady trying to pick it up, we see Pond and Kai getting the shots down, and they need to bail. These attackers, they're scared. Brady, 62 HP, sitting in wine, waiting for anything to happen. Attach is going to get the pick. Oh my goodness. This is how we like to see it. I mean, these defenders, they want match point. They want this game to end. Move us on to Fracture. Get the Shattered Realm able to go with Brady now able to peek it. But is he going to be able to get the spray down? He knows where Kai is, but unfortunately, he's just not getting the timing down. A little bit of a peek. Kai just going to break that. It's actually going to spot them, but they still have so much util with 48 seconds remaining. I'm surprised that they've been locking it down. I think they just want to try to make this a 3v3 before the rotate, if best. And defense, they're not giving it to him.
Yeah, well, now Cairo's in a really good spot to activate the showstopper if he needs to, and there it is.
There it is indeed, and it's gonna get attached down. 30 seconds remaining, and that flank, you've waited too long. Joseph is behind you. The Grim Reaper has come with his scythe. Geo, how are you to fight it back? He's now blind, and that is gonna be the spray. Defenders taking it and match point advantage. Who is gonna end it by the end of the game?
I think it was a little bit reckless for IlluZion to try and just run it back on that same play. I think you can catch Ookers off guard maybe once with a very fast play like that, but they got to remember that Ookers are forged in the fire of fast plays. These guys love that kind of pace, and if you let them know that that's how you want to play, then they'll be like, okay, sure, let's play that. And that's exactly what happened. They were able to shut that down almost immediately. The rotations came through, and they crunched the team completely. So now, it's do or die, match point for Ookers. The question is, can IlluZion make this happen?
I think IlluZion can absolutely make it happen with Rek getting the pick on a Kai. Here comes the push of the century. Everybody now in pain. Where are you going with your ultimate today? Joseph ready to break these bones. Let's see it happen. Now, can this be the gamers? Pond doing a little bit of damage. Here he goes. The plant now down. This is where the game could possibly end. Here it is. A little bit of damage. So much. That's the push. Attach is going to get one. Rek gets the other. Attackers now having that sight, but Joseph ready to go. And my man Joseph, my broseph, you got to start pushing in with a little bit of a tour de force, and there it is, going to end it. Beautiful play from them today, and there it is. Rek gets it. Attackers now taking the motivation to bring this back.
Wow, these rounds have just started getting so scrappy. I mean, it's unbelievable. It seems like, you know, they just start off with a very early aggression, and from there, so many of the set plays just start to fall apart, and now IlluZion starting to thrive in that chaos. But 7-12, 5 rounds to go before they can possibly take this into overtime, and Ookers are still in a pretty decent position. They've got plenty of money to work with. Kai can go ahead and drop for his buddy and activate that tour. So this could be the round, while IlluZion looking pretty good. All they have to work those from the shadows, and that could be the play they need if they do it in a well-timed place.
Well place indeed, and everybody now going forward with this, of course. Can we see it though? Here is the util dumping him down. Now Pain TPing in. Right there is Geo getting pawned. Pain getting another one on a Zambi. And I think these attackers, they're changing their tune, they're changing their play side, and they're changing their tempo. The flute is now going to be ringing it down. Can we see this happen? A little bit of a stun coming out into Brady. He's blind, he's decayed, and there it is. Going to get one from Joseph, one from Kai. And there it is. Geo ready to go. Cairo gets one, but it's the last man standing in a 1 against 3. And oh, it's a 1v2, and he can't clutch it. Wow, this is a motivation changer.
I mean, great fundamentals from IlluZion there to just kind of secure that round. And you know what? They just continue to keep this pace really fast. I mean, they refuse to slow things down. And Ookers, I mean, it's really at this point just about the right place at the right time. Are they going to be able to anticipate this hit? And we can already see now they're thinking that. They're like, well, they keep wanting to go A fast, so let's 4-stack A. Meanwhile, they are lining up to do the same thing over at B. And it's going to be all up to Kai to try to slow things down here, but I don't know if he can pull it off.
Oh, can they pull it off is the question. We, of course, have that ultimate scaring these people back. Attach is moving this forward, and I think they got this. I think that they got this. Let's see. Let's have this plant going up. And now the game going down. Spike with the plant. Here comes a little bit of flash. Rek able to get Joseph, and I think he wants a little bit more, but Geo immediately getting his buddies back so he can rotate, but Kai getting it. Rek, that is big. Kai to die and attach to push. Let's see this happen with Zambi now dropping down, getting a clean spray. And here comes Pond. Trying to find more, trying to find another head, and it's gonna be the judge getting one. Last man standing has an op, and that's a headshot down. He's marked though. He's going for the wall bang. 4 bullets of the headhunter versus the judge, and he hits that. That's the end of game 1. Beautiful game so far today. I didn't think we'd get here so fast, but let's see what's going to happen now that we're going into the next game. Again, what a beautiful position for these members. We're going into Fracture though, and that's going to be the immediate next game. I think we're just going to go right into there, but let's talk about it. Fracture, that's where we're going to see some things different. Disco, sell me it. Sell me why Fracture is what we're going to have to worry about today.
Well, you know what? I think, first of all, Ookers got very, very close in that, and they almost lost that first map, but they were able to pull it right back. And now we are going into Fracture, which is IlluZion's pick. But that being said, we have seen what Ookers can do on Fracture. I mean, we've watched them absolutely dominate some teams in the past. And, you know, once they start getting into their stride a little bit, I think they can become fairly unstoppable. Now, IlluZion really likes this fast style of play. So I wouldn't be surprised to see just another mirror comp coming out, you know, probably a neon on both sides. But, you know, actually, come to think of it, I do remember Cairo running that race. So there could be a little bit of a displacement here going into Fracture. But that being said, I'm fairly confident that Ookers is going to be able to close this one out 2-0. They have a very good understanding of Fracture and the way that IlluZion's been playing. I wouldn't be surprised to see if IlluZion just kind of plays into, you know, a little bit more of a stereotypical fast hit 5-man one side, and Ookers is able to just come around and immediately dismantle that kind of game style.
Sure, I was muted, but yes, I completely agree. I think Ookers is going to be taking this. They are the undefeated so far. So no matter what happens, they are excited to be here. And the fact of the matter is that they get the just absolute push of the century getting now in. I think we're going to first change the map to Fracture, get the games going, and make sure that they are ready to roll. Of course, we never need any breaks here. We're going to go right in it. And, you know, first off, I want to say thank you to IGL for allowing us to cast for so long. You know, obviously, it's just the best thing for our throats. We always are ready to be here for, what is it? I think this is going to be game 11, game 10 or so. This is game 2 of the third best of 3 plus 1. So this will be game 10 here. So, or yeah, just about almost game 10 games. So, insanity coming out from the players as well. I know that they want to go to bed soon, but I also know they want that money. They want that 1K dangling above their head. They're here to play, and we're here to stay. So let's get straight into the game. Everyone's ready to roll. Let's rock it. Again, map of Fracture. I'm hoping we see some neons today as we now go straight into Agent Select. Good luck. Have fun, everyone. You might need it.
All right, so the real question is Payne going to lock in that neon? And it looks like he is going to do just that. Now, Cairo playing Raze more in the past, but what do we have here? Joseph locking in a neon? My goodness, I don't know what to expect from this now. I might have to take back every single thing that I said before about them on this map. I remember them running a Raze, but now they've completely switched up the roles, and they're going to put Joseph in that aggressor position, and Cairo's going to take a little bit of a back foot and just kind of lock in that fade. Is this intentional, or do you think they're just trying to have a little bit of fun with it?
I think they're going to have some fun with it, but remember the first losers bracket game we casted yesterday was on Fracture, and if you remember the double neon strategy, you really saw a difference between the two players. And now moving forward, this is what we like to see. But also, the last time we were on Fracture, we did not have any flashbangs on the team of these players. I mean, sorry, of the team on
Boomers and Zoomers, I believe.
IlluZions.
Actually.
Boomers and Zoomers, yes, they were doing really good in that game as well. But one thing I will mention is we're seeing a different team composition out of both of these teams on the map of Fracture. We've seen both play Fracture today, so anything can really happen moving forward. And in a 5 against 5, the first to die has to be somebody who you can replace easily. Either the Fade, either the Chamber. But mirror team composition, who's going to be taking it today?
All right, so this is what I was talking about. We can see IlluZion is already just set up on one side. Now, they are trying to anticipate a little bit of an aggressive pinch, and even though it's not going to come through, the Prowler is going to spot them out. This could spell danger for them because now they have almost zero map control, and if Ookers is able to disrupt this, it's going to fall apart real quick.
Yeah, it might just... Wrong button. Might just fall apart there for everybody going in. But oh my god, a little bit scary there from everyone now on that B site. Making sure that we can get onto the point here. We do have Joseph now pushing forward. A little bit of damage dealt by Geo and Pod with the trade. Kai immediately picking up the pace where his teammates left off. And that's going to be some damage dealt. Let's find out if it is going to happen with, of course, this match. Ready to go. You know, I think that right now, IlluZions, they can bring this game forward with Rek getting these shots, but with Brady now going down, it's just going to be a 2 against 2. The spike is down for these retakes, and can we see Rek actually clutch it up? He knows that the man's going to push him. He bodies him, and that's going to be Cairo getting last one, but it's a 1 against 1. Low versus low, and a low blow on the legs will get Cairo down. Beautiful job. This is why we love this team. They're always here to be back and forth, neck and neck.
Wow, that is an insanely scrappy round. All the players so low going into that. It really could have gone either way. And I'll be honest, I'm surprised that it went the way of IlluZion, especially the way they had set that up. So now they get to go into this with a little bit of a bye. The question is are Ookers going to make a gamble play? We've seen that they like to do some interesting stuff when they're on their save rounds, but are they going to employ that now? Are they just going to try and go for this pinch over towards Arcade side, or are they just going to let, IlluZion get in there and just try to play for retake?
But here we go. Let's see what can happen. The retake might be a possibility, but this flank is big. It's huge, and that's going to take out the spike and, of course, attach. But they need to re-hit that, and that is going to be the spray down from Geo. Geo is always consistent with the Spectre, and I think he's ready to do it again. Can we see this happen? Kai, one bullet, one dream, one shot, one kill, one left. It's you, Pond, against 3. There's a pool of players that you have to perfectly pick. With Pond ready to die, he is going to get picked by Pain. Lots of P alliteration for us today.
Well, it was a pretty decent round coming out from Ookers. They do a little bit of damage there, but that's okay because they don't expect to win that round anyway. And if they do, that's just an added bonus. So now they get to have some rifles in their hands. They didn't invest too much, so we are going to see some full shields across the board. That being said, Rek investing himself a little bit with a Vandal coming into this round, hoping to maybe convert this into a bonus win for them. Now, if they are able to do that, it's going to be very big for them. But again, just stacking up towards one side, this can't work forever. I'm certain of it. At a certain point, Ookers is going to have the answer to this, but they're going to go ahead and do it anyway as Pain just kind of rushes in behind that Prowler.
Pushing in right behind the Prowler. Of course, we got Pain now going right into tower. He's ready to go. The power with the tower, and it's Cairo with the Vandal. Shutting one down, and they both bite each other, but only one has the aim to get it. Kai gets one before getting traded, and it's now going to be a 2 versus the 3 that have to retake the site. Very scary with Joseph getting the shot down onto Brady. And now, can we see the fade? The man. Attach, clutch it up here. Very intelligent gameplay coming out from him so far, playing right next to the smoke, but there's a chance that he's just going to get shot right through it. You got to be extra cautious here because I think they know what angle you're going to be approaching from.
Ooh, I really hope they don't give up too many positions here. They have to anticipate that he's still here somewhere.
I think he might be able to get this though. If he uses his util, it will give away his position, but it will also give away the position of 3 other players. And that kind of value is massive. Or he's going to just walk out and die. Good job, Pond. You picked those.
Yeah, I mean, it was really smart for Ookers to just kind of wait that out. Too often do you see teams get a little impatient, decide to rotate off, but at the end of the day, it's a 3v1. They know that even if Attach does decide to go to another site and they don't hear it, it's a 3v1 retake. So the chances are in their, the odds are in their favor. So able to pick up that round, a much needed one, and especially because now it's going to punish Rek for investing the Vandal into that round. He's just going to have to, rely on his Headhunter. Not to say that he hasn't been an absolute demon with that Headhunter, but Cairo holding on to the Judge solo on B site.
Solo on B as well as we get it. Let's see what 10 Mr. Joseph can do. Can Joseph hit it? He cannot get Geo down. Geo is just such a fragger, getting 2 on a Zambi as well. Beautifully played. But can they hit some more? Can we see this from Rek? I mean, yes, we already saw 2 picks, but I think that they're just going to kind of converge onto poor Pond here. And for some reason, them knowing where Pond is definitely going to be great for them. Taking out the controller, it's going to be incredibly difficult to try to re-hit it, and that's going to be Kai able to get one down. But right now, this is the attack, and we're seeing this team really just show up against Ookers.
Spike planted.
But IlluZion, you're going to have to find out where Kai is. And Kai now will die. Last man standing, Cairo. With a Judge, a little bit of full util remaining. He's already used his E, so he might want to throw that for some info before he wants to swing it. But against 4, his goal here is to get rid of all of the weapons that these attackers have bought. Lots of util getting dumped, and Geo barely able to walk away with such a little HP. And I think this is going to be the end of the game. If Cairo wants to swing it, he will get gunned down. And I think it's worth saving the econ that he's got. The Judge, yes, it's not exactly a Vandal, but it does do enough. And hopefully he pulls out his weapon. And I love how he knows where that attaches right around the corner.
Oh, we can feel it.
Oh, and he gets it. Oh, that's clean.
Not soon enough to pick up that gun, but hey, that's okay because the Judge is actually a pretty decent weapon on this map, especially if you're just going to be playing over in tower. We've seen the kind of damage that it can do. So now it's time for them to try to bring things back just a little bit. They do have the Nightfall available, and you know, at the end of the day, Ookers, they're going to have a tall task in front of them because I don't know if folks that were watching yesterday remember, but Geo was on an absolute tear when he was playing on this map before. He really understands how to play this Brimstone, and it looks like IlluZion really understand how to run this Neon comp on this map as well, just coming in hyper aggressive over onto the A site.
Yeah, but if we do remember, Geo, last time we saw him play on this map, yes, was popping off, but then he eventually got pushed off. That's the problem. We need to see more consistency from this team, and I think they're really bringing it today. That is the MVP moment, is consistency. Being able to be every single day the better and better and just able to keep it going. Let's have this bomb get planted, though. The ultimate's now pushing back anybody that was possibly outside of Gen, and here we go. 5v5 retake available. We do see Kai getting a clean shot onto Brady, and if Attach is going to be able to get picked, that's a big one. No more fade. Geo able to get Kai immediately off on the trade, though, and here we go. See Zambi getting one, Pond getting Geo, Wreck on the flank, and Zambi's gonna get downed. This is it, a 2 against 2, a swing, and they're all lined up for him. Wreck, he's just splitting him off. He's got to get it, though, and he will. Beautifully played by the Chamber.
I mean, a little bit of a questionable play from Pond there, I think, to try to stick it. I understand the, you wanting to get half, but you still have plenty of time, and you have to know that Wreck is coming around. Now, on the other hand, I think it's very interesting the way that IlluZion has been playing because they put a lot of pressure over towards A and then immediately just send the rotation back over. So I think Ookers does have, what it takes to try to figure this out. But, with the way that things have been going, it does seem that they might be a little bit out of sorts with this role change up. So I would like to see them try to get a couple more rounds here so that they can be set up in a little bit of a better position going into the attack side here. But so far, it's not looking too good for them as they are forced back onto a bunch of sheriffs in this eco round.
Yeah, Sheriff's on an eco. Cairo, he knows how to aim with this gun, so no matter what's going to happen, he should be able to get 1 or 2 if they swing him slow. But if it's going to be a pop and swing, he's going to get popped off. Stun coming out, and now he has to back it away. A little bit of a pushback with the bird and the dog and all of the animals. But, Pain, you got to get in here. You got to do the best you can. You got your ultimate. Of course, you're ready to roll. Let's see. How many times can you get these shots? I like the rotate coming around here, but they do have to get past Kai, and Kai has been the guy to get all of the trades. He does not have a full weapon, though, so hopefully the Headhunter is going to be enough for him. And obviously, the Neon. Joseph rotating so quickly, getting right past it, but that's going to be a stun. Perfect timing, and oh, it's unfortunate. You can't play aggressive against this Neon. That's 3 down already, 1 for each. Kai ready to get some more. 3 bullets, 1 shot, and he's gunned down from behind. Last man standing is Pond, and it's flawless round. I mean, an eco versus a rifle. I was expecting a little bit more, but this is going to now be 5 against 1 in the favor of Team IlluZion Orange.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a surprise to me, I think, that Ookers hasn't been able to anticipate the same exact play. They've been running it over and over again on the side of IlluZion. They just go, they pressure A, and they immediately run back to B, and they just haven't really had much in the way of stopping power or good anchors. I mean, I think they're just playing directly into IlluZion's hands. They need to take some time to figure this out, or at the very least, find a way to challenge for some of that space so that when they do come back around, you're there and you're ready for them.
They're ready to go, and Payne's gonna get the blow right onto Joseph. And here we go. Can't we see Payne get another one? We cannot, with Zambi getting 1, Cairo getting picked off immediately. And here's the ultimate. It's gonna be a double ult, knocking him up, knocking him down. Oh my, that is a lot of overkill for just 1 man, but you gotta flex on him a little bit while you're up. Isn't that the case every single time? Now Kai flexing on them with the fact that he's got an operator and the stopping power of knowing where the enemies are. Look at this game plan. He wants this $1,000. He's not gonna allow himself to be top fragging like this and not at least have 2 rounds yet. We are seeing a little bit of a rotate underneath the B site. They need to try to go around to try to find out if they can hit this site. Honestly, A is clear, but the problem that they're going to be facing is that one chamber trip and the door you can still hear. So this has to be a B main push, and you have to be the main character if you want to win the game. Kai.
30 seconds
This
left.
positioning is so good.
No way. No way. He's just reading it perfectly, and it works! Attach. Just here to get the pick. Amazing job.
Wow, unbelievable from Attach there to pull that off. Such a big brain play, not only to just rotate all the way around, but still read the fact that Kai is just going to be anchoring that same position. So, I mean, IlluZion up 6-1, and Ookers seem like they don't have any answers for what's happening here. It's like every single round they get a bye, they're just forced immediately back onto an eco, and they're playing directly into IlluZion's hands. They're challenging angles that they know are going to get stunned, and they're not fighting for space that they know is going to be free. They need to at least take a timeout or discuss what has been going wrong here, because otherwise IlluZion is just going to keep dominating them in this half. And now we can see IlluZion just waiting for the adjustment on this eco, a potentially aggressive play, but Ookers, they're just going to keep playing disciplined here, and they're going to wait for the push here. I do like this position that Cairo is in, but it's going to be very tough for him to come out on top.
Very tough to go, but now we got Pain and Pond duking it out. One is going to be on top of the other with Rek getting the victor. Let's find out now with an A push coming forward. A little bit of damage, a little bit of ultimate, and Joseph, the blind, just countering him immediately. I thought Ookers was going to be taking this game, but they're only taking it down one step at a time. Rek, this attacking side, they're ready to keep it going. Now, 2 against 4 on the retake. You got 1 sand, 1 drop. Who's going to get dropped first by the man drop Kai? Who are you going to make die? Right here. There it is. Clean headshot down. Where's the last shot? Anywhere is going to happen with Geo right behind. And that's a stun. That's a lockdown. And he's going to have to back it up. 65 HP remaining. Can't swing, but he also can't leave. Just got to go for it. No more bullets. No more chance. No shot. 1 headshot. Not going to connect. Great attempt.
All right, look, it's not over for Ookers yet. I mean, so far, this has been a pretty disappointing showing for them on this map. I thought maybe that they would, you know, be ready for this kind of game plan. I think IlluZion's attacks are just not as complex as, you know, a lot of other teams have been running on this, but unfortunately, they've just been getting rolled over. So it's really do or die here. I think they need to win these next 4 rounds if they want to have a shot going into the next, you know, half. Unless they can completely flip the script and do exactly what IlluZion has done to them. But to be honest with you, it just doesn't seem like they really have any control over this match.
Yeah, I don't know how much control they really can get, but with Pain now popping his ultimate, we've seen what this man likes to do with it. The stun now coming up, all the util, and there we go. A laser beam from the fingertips, getting himself 1 and 2 picks. Let's find out where's the last 3 as he now continues to push forward. So much damage being dealt, and of course they're ready to get this going.
Last player standing.
But that's going to be Rek getting Kai. So many have to die. Here we go. Zambi now sliding in, and that's going to be a clean shot down.
I mean, this is just an unbelievably dominant half from IlluZion. They seem so confident, and you know, it's gotten to a point now where I don't feel like they need to make any adjustments. They seem like they know that they're practically bulletproof at this point. And Ookers, they seem a little bit lost. I mean, you can even see now the rotations are a little bit scrambly. They haven't been able to fight for the space that they want very effectively. The fault lines coming out from Brady have just been so effective in getting someone almost every single time, and Pain has just been set up perfectly to take that space. Meanwhile, Rex Lurks have just been dismantling any sort of default setup that they could potentially have. Now we can look at him here. They're just waiting for this aggression. They do this every round, and it pays off for them. Now, Joseph is going to have to come up huge here if they want to have any shot at turning this round for them.
Rek getting that pick on a Joseph. I mean, you were saying Disco. He needed to do something, and he didn't. Now it's Zambi's turn, and Zambi, he's got to get this. The Rolling Thunder now out. This is where you see it pop off, and he's actually going to stun Pain right onto the back of sight, but this wall coming out, the pseudo wall doing some damage. Zambi gets 1. Pond is there for the DPSs, but there he is. Zambi getting Pain down. Brady will get Kai, but This is where the bomb starts to rotate over to B. A site, yes, has been a bloodbath, but B is completely unanchored. The boat might just leave without him.
Yeah, and I'm really worried about what can happen if you let Brady and Geo set up here, because these two can be an absolutely deadly combination. And sure, maybe Ookers has the man advantage here, but you know, we've seen what Geo can do here. We've seen what Brady can do with his utility as well. If they give them the time to set up for this, they could just be walking into a meat grinder.
A meat grinder indeed, pushing everything forward, trying to just melt them back. And right now, it's a 2 against 3. The pinch developing from main, 1 in CT. But if Pond goes down, this is now just going to be 2 walking right into a mow down. Lots of util giving away their positions, and the spike is still planted for CT with the Molotov on it. There we go. Cairo able to help out. Zambi getting 1. The judge able to do a little bit, but the jump and the pick, that's going to be the second round given over to this defensive team.
Wow, a much needed round to try to keep their head above water here, because it was starting to look pretty bad for them. And even still, it's only 2 rounds this late into the half. It might not be enough. And look, I mean, they lost so much just trying to get that round into their favor. They still don't have enough to buy up completely. Meanwhile, IlluZion, they have just snowballed so much they could buy until the end of this half, no problem. Now, I mean, the op in the hands of Kai, I think this is going to be a very important round for him to try and get off some of those hero plays that we've seen him do in the past. So the question is he going to find the right timing here? He's got an op. He can take an early engagement, but it looks like the rest of IlluZion is just going to be opting to move away from him.
Yeah, just opting to move away, and that's going to be a double spray, getting both Joseph and Cairo. Beautifully played by Payne. Let's see if he can continue this going. I mean, speaking of beautifully played by Payne, just in this game, he's at already 11. Rec is at 12. This is a difference making happening. I mean, we saw a diff, not like a pub stomp like this, except for when Nyx played against Ookers in game 1 of their match, and we haven't seen that since. So the fact that we're seeing it again, definitely a nice, refreshing, bright breath of fresh air. Attach is going to get 1. Zambi with the trade, but it's hard to now retake this. A 2 against 4. There is going to be the push coming out from Rec. He is going to get gunned down. Zambi down, picking up the pace to try to pick up the game. He's looking for Geo. He wants Geo to push out of main. So many different things can happen here. The op in the hands of Kai, right behind it, is going to get himself a free pick and then walk away. But you know, it being second to last round tells me that him losing this op would be detrimental. He's not going to want to peek it. He's happy that he's playing KD, wanting to make it positive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking too good for them at this point. I think the only hope that they have is to just try to reverse this on the attack side and just do as much damage and just get as many rounds as they possibly can, because the fact of the matter is, IlluZion has just been running the same strat over and over and over again, and Ookers just refuse to adapt to it. They just keep playing right into their hands. They set up IlluZion for a fast hit on A. He gets a pick. He maybe gets 2 picks, and they send it right back over to B where nobody is there ready to contest them. Kai can be in such a good position to try to shut that down, but he's so impatient. He just immediately rotates over. We might even see it happen again here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely stressful seeing these guys now coming in and Payne doing the best that he can to keep moving forward. I don't know. Let's see it happen. Of course, a little bit of damage goes a long way as everybody now ready to get this going. But I like what we're seeing here. A little bit of a push, a little bit of a plant going down as everyone gets pushed forward. I love this. I really do. It's such a great little bait and switch going all the way back around, hitting it from sand to play around that, but it might also be a sell. Here now, the smoke's down with Payne. With Payne going down, this is incredibly difficult for them to retake it. That's going to be the off your feet. Get off, get up, get downed with everybody dead. Last man is going to be just this chamber. And he hears 1, and he is going to go down to Zambi. A flawless round to end it. 9-3 at the half. Is this going to game 1? Is the 9-3 curse really weird or really true? But Zambi, first off, has to flex that he can kill himself.
Well, you know, they do get a much needed round there, but at the end of the day, it might not be enough because they're down so many rounds. They're going to need to not only take this pistol round, but they're going to have to take pretty much every single round after this. And, you know, we've seen Ookers play like this before in the past. We have seen them, you know, really come back from these big round deficits, especially up against Knicks. But you have to remember that in that very game, they still ended up losing. And that's kind of the, you know, the demerit of losing so many rounds in this half. The question is IlluZion going to, you know, employ aggressive rounds on their defensive side, as we sometimes see these Neons do on their defensive halves? And if they do, is Ookers, or rather are Ookers, going to be ready for it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an insane prospect here that they have the 9-3 as an option, but when you're taking some damage on the rope like that, Pain very happy. Let's see what's going on now that A site is going to be the object of attraction for attachment. Okay, lineups, baby. Line it up, click on the heads. That's the way we like to see it today. Keep your crosshair still and keep the enemy's heart still as well. Beautiful plays, but the spike's still going to go down regardless of that amazing pick. Big push-up coming up, and that's going to be a double kill while blind. Kai immediately getting one of the trades, but he can't do too much, and it's a 3-against-1 retake here before they end it. He is going to get the headshot down, and unfortunately nothing more.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Ookers, you really need to win that round. And I know that just sounds like the most obvious thing that you can possibly say, but what else is there to say at this point? IlluZion has just been rolling over them, and Ookers have failed to adapt. And now they're staring down the barrel of 10-3. I think if they don't force up here, there's a good chance that they just completely lose out the rest of this round. So they need to force this up. They need to convert this round and then kind of sway the momentum towards their side and then just continue to roll off of the back of that. And even if they are able to do that, I think there's a really good shot that IlluZion just say no anyway, because the way that they've been playing is so confident and so dominant. I mean, Pain has just been absolutely a menace in this server. So it looks like they are going to go for a little bit of a force, but I don't know if it's enough of an investment.
Yeah, there's a lot of investment coming up from these players, but is it enough is the question that Disco proposes. Will we find out? Of course, it's going to be a lot of stingers, and that's going to be 2 deaths right off the bat. Lots of DPS coming forward. Geo able to do a whole lot, and let's find this going. Here we go, Cairo. There's one. There's going to be 2, and that is it. Beautiful job coming out from these gamers. Pawn ready to swing it. Gets himself 1, but he can't get 2 more, and that's going to be 3-11. Can they win their bonus, though? I believe so, especially since we did see that force coming up from these attackers.
Yeah, I mean, they could still invest into this 3rd round if they really want to, and I mean, they absolutely have to, right? They can't just not. But, you know, with the deficit looking the way that it is, it's starting to get a little bit scary for them. And it's starting to look like IlluZion might just be able to close this one out and most likely send it into a map 3.
Yeah, a map 3 definitely going to be an option here. So let's see what's going to happen now that we have a little bit of a tech pause going on. We're going to ask what's going on with these players. A little bit of a break for us. So everybody, I want you in your chairs. Let's do a stretch break. Sit up. Stretch around, move your arms, because this game is going for another one. I think we're going into the best of 3 yet again. Amazing gameplay coming around here so far, and you gotta hand it to these teams. They're still performing so well even while being fatigued. You know, we saw earlier in chat, you know, IlluZion really just saying some hi, trying to do what they can. And what is he typing here? Thick. No, he typed out thick.
It's not English? I'm not seeing letters of the alphabet here. Maybe that's just me.
G L. Nope, GU. Is that guck? I don't understand. So many things are happening. We're just watching them play, but it looks like Rec has reconnected here. So both teams ready. Let's ask him right now. All right, and we're gonna find out if they're really available.
Oh, apparently we are having all kinds of issues. Player is gonna have to restart their entire game here. That's definitely not what you want to see. A little bit of icing in the kicker, perhaps, huh?
just a small ice in the butt, trying to kick you down here, making sure that we do not go to bed at a reasonable time. Let's keep this going, and everybody is just popping off. I mean, the fact of the matter, again, I'm still seriously proud of these gamers, these teams, able to do what they can to keep it going. But one thing I will mention, you got to also hand it to everybody who has been here since the start. Thank you, Cake, for being the mod. Thank you, Hydra, for being the observer and producer. And again, thank you, Disco, for joining me in this long journey. This is going to be possibly 10 games, unless we could see a comeback mechanic really start getting popped off here from this team, Ookers.
I mean, my hopium amounts have been completely depleted at this point. But that being said, it's not like we haven't seen a team like Ookers bring back, a deficit like this. Now, at the end of the day, it's not looking too promising for them, but this is going to be a stronger side for them. Ookers have always been better on the attack side, and there's a good chance that they're able to bring this back. But IlluZion just seems insanely hot right now, and they seem really poised to kind of just take this because they seem very confident, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them make some pretty wild plays, and actually shut down anything that Ookers could try to employ in this second half of the map. But then again, crazier things have happened. We saw them almost do it in their game against Knicks. They were down 11-2, which is a worse deficit than what we're looking at now, and they were able to bring it back. I think they got up to 10 rounds, 11 rounds even. They almost got us into an overtime. So it's possible, but I mean, the real question is, if we do go to a map 3, is Ookers gonna be able to, reset their mental and bring that one back? Because they have been insanely dominant on Haven in the past, and I'm not sure if I know too much about IlluZion on the map of Haven, and if I have seen them, I certainly just don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, on the map of Haven, IlluZion, I think, took one. It was not a best of 3. They got 2-0'd. Well, actually, no, it was Ascent and then into that game. So, yeah, I think they did do the best that they could to really bring this game back here. But another thing I will be mentioning is this game has been difficult for these gamers. Trying to go in, you're seeing a big shift of momentum going forward. But what I think we're going to do is see when we get these players back in, a little bit of an intermission. But I think we're going to take a little bit of a deep breath for everybody here. I am going to say we're going to go on a slight intermission here, just for a little bit, for everybody to get this game going. And of course, if you guys want to take a peek at the current map selection, you'll see what's going into the next one. I believe that's ready for you. So see you guys in a hot minute as we get these players. And by hot minute, I mean probably in like 30 seconds. Rec will reconnect and we'll be good to go. But let's have some fun.
You are my ecstasy when you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Couldn't call me, come with me, saw me rolling. Like whoa, you took all my love like it's stolen. Got me like whoa, yeah, whoa. You are my. You are my. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Every time you leave, I come down. So good to know that I need you around. You are my. You are my. You are my. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around.
And here we are back again. We're ready to go. I gotta hype up these players. We're gonna drink some water. We're gonna slap our faces, get this game going, and ready to rock it. My name's EduCast. I'm joined by DiscoCast, and like Disco, it is never gonna die. Ironic, right? Anyways, let's see this happen as people now push forward into the almost second to last round here. If we see IlluZion really come out strong here.
Take hold.
Like what we're seeing so far, a little bit of util usage to get them on a site. Attached though, giving up his positioning, trying to make some space, make some noise. This is of course the buy round for the attackers. You guys forgot after that very long amount of time. Here we are. Kai swinging up, spotting one, dodging everybody, but not dodging the bullets. Pain and Geo though immediately getting the trade. This is where the defense is going to shine. Attackers having of their best to go, and that's a spray down. 1, 2, and there's the 3. Can we see it today with the big pick from Zambi? Where is this man Brady? The spike unfortunately is going to get planted for these defenders to try to retake, re-hit, re-push him off. Let's see it. Let's see it. Big push coming out. Brady trying to prevent the bomb from blowing up. This is going to be the end, though, from Zambi getting a 4K. This team is still in the game.
Wow, actually unbelievable. They were able to get into the site completely for free, and then they continued to lose a lot of the players there just off of a very aggressive push from IlluZion. So they do keep their head above water there, and now they are able to convert some of that into some good rifles for them. Now, that being said, they're not out of the woods yet. I mean, IlluZion looks like they might just be trying to force up this round because, you know, we have 3 rifles in their hands and the overdrive available for Pain, and we've seen what Pain has been able to do with that overdrive. That being said, Zambi does have the Rolling Thunder online, so if they're able to anticipate this, they might be able to shut this down.
Definitely could be able to shut it down, but oh my god, we do have Kai now ready to get one. And this ult from Pain could be enough to get down one more. He's already gotten one. He needs to get two to really make it shine, make it show up, and make it pop off. Now, everyone pushing forward, going in. Wall's now up. Little bit of a swing. Here we go. Where could the last man be? The last man standing. And there it is. Attach is going to go down onto Cairo. Wait a minute. Phrasing. Let's see if they can now take that site onto A. Little bit of a push for them today. Kai with his teammates on that flank, but I think he didn't realize they just walked right into CT and they're going to hit A from it.
This is such an interesting round coming out from Ookers. They just let IlluZion completely blow right past them, and now they have the site. I'm sure IlluZion is so confused in how that was supposed to happen, but now it's a 4v3, and if Geo doesn't find this pick, it could fall apart for him.
Could fall apart, unlike Geo's aim. He just has to try to get one, but oh, Kai will make the man go down. I'm surprised they re-hit this B. That is a very risky position, but the fact of the matter, that ultimate, it did not connect enough. Pain able to get one, and these attackers are going for it. Here we go. Pond doing a little bit of damage. There it is. The retake, the ultimate, pushing him back. The Neon trying to get it halfway and zip the way away. This is where Brady tries to get it, but oh no, it's enough time for nothing. And Kai will go down with his teammate.
You know, Ookers is able to come away with that round, but it's cost them a lot. And it's just all of these rounds have been so scrappy. They haven't been able to kind of cultivate any of that momentum coming in to the further rounds because it's just been so scrappy. They just lose every single freaking gun that they have. But now they are able to, you know, invest just a little bit and put IlluZion more on an economic back foot. But an orbital strike and a nightfall could be something that they invest into this round should they managed to get enough picks out of it. And we can already see that IlluZion's just looking to go for a very aggressive arcade round. Meanwhile, the rest of Ookers are just going to go straight into A to a completely free site.
A completely free sign for these gamers today, and Rec wants to get it. This is the grand finals, and they need to get this down. Of course, we're seeing that these defenders, they are going to get picked off one at a time. Kai now popping it back, popping it, locking it, ready to roll with, of course, a beautiful pick coming out so far from them. But Pain, he's got a sheriff, and he wants to do some more. This might be a comeback mechanic because this is also a mirrored team composition. If we saw so many rounds getting won for the team on attack, I think now that it's switched, we might actually see that momentum change as well. See this happen though, and oh my god, through the smokes, all the shots, able to get so much damage. Pond taking down Geo, but they need to get the bomb diffuser dead, and he's just sticking it. They're gonna take it and get match point.
Wow. That is actually so unbelievable from them. And, you know, to think that they were so close to winning that round and they were just too afraid to push through the smoke. They didn't really, I don't think they anticipated that Pain was just going to stick that one out. And now it puts IlluZion on match point. And again, Ookers on a very tough position here. They do have rifles across the board, but only a stinger in the hands of Zambi. Meanwhile, Rec has finally worked his way up to grabbing that operator. We know how nasty he can be with that, and it looks like he's going to be facing off with them very early off in this round.
Incredibly early, we're going to see Kai get the pick on a Pain and Kai get the pick on a Geo before going down to Brady. This is what we love to see, the ability to get the picks for your team. But one problem, defense. They got match point. You're going to have to do a lot. 7 rounds to go to overtime. And then in overtime, you're going to have to win it to end this finals. But that's going to go a nice clean shot onto Attach. And here we go. One more there. They know that it's going to happen. But do they know about the push? There it is. Now that this team is armed, I think if they get wrecked down and get the op in the hands of Kai next round, this is definitely going to be a potential for a comeback. But defense, they just have to play it smart. They can't be losing their HP. Cairo, Izzy Foon trying to b-hop around corners, trying to get some picks. And here we have, of course, Joseph going for it. A little bit of info. He is getting one, but he switches back over because he's out of ammo. And attackers now almost getting half the amount. 6-12.
My lord, Edu, can you imagine if we take this into an overtime? Can you imagine what will happen if Ookers can bring it all the way back at 12-12?
Yeah, and then And then it changes with, of course, IlluZion taking it in overtime and us still going into game 3. But that if that happens, I'm eating my foot because I am hungry. But let's see what's going to happen moving forward with everybody here trying their best now to seal the deal, end the game, make sure that we get going. Find out who is going to be taking it. Are we going to overtime or are we going to game 3? Regardless, it's overtime, whether it's on Fracture or on Haven. Cairo gunning it down, Pond gunning down Brady, and that's going to be a knife.
Oh my lord!
Oh my god! If anything's going to end the game, it's going to be right here. The knife kill coming out from Pain. And oh my G, $15. What is going on from that? What is going on? So much happening for these gamers. You know, before the game started, I said if anyone gets a knife kill, I'm PayPaling them $15, and that's gonna happen today. So
Wow, that was actually a really impressive round from Ookers to win. IlluZion had totally anticipated that. They had a 5-stack there on site, and they still managed to do so much damage. But Ookers come away victorious, and now it's finally starting to build up for them. They have so much to work with, and they're starting to feel a little bit more confident. As we could see, IlluZion, they've invested a lot into this round, and if they lose this, it's going to start snowballing for Ookers.
yeah, definitely going to snowball for Ookers here, and that's going to be Rek getting one down. But here we go, Cairo ready to slide in. And here we have Joseph pushing forward, trying to do the damage if possible, but the spike, he needs to plant it, and he needs to do it fast. But there we go, the wall bang coming out, getting the spike down. Beautiful play. And can we see it happen? Of course, attach. He's not done. He wants some more. We have a little bit of a peek, and Rek is going to get pawned. This is where these defenders really pick it back up. And Kai getting one. It's now the last man standing, but he needs to get into overtime, or we're going to game 3. And oh my G. I mean, we got to figure out, are these teammates ready for game 3 on Haven? Ookers versus IlluZion Orange. So many different things are going on here. And Disco, tell us, what do you think that game really says about the next one?
Well, I mean, it's difficult to say because it looks like Ookers might just be a little bit shattered in their mental here. Because, we saw them; they seem very much well put together in the first map on Ascent, but they really got rolled over there on Fracture. And sure, they started to kind of bring it back for a little bit, but unfortunately, they still end up losing out there. Now, that being said, we are going to Haven, which has been just historically a very good map for Ookers. So I'm still want to be confident that they can take this one back and win this series out 2-1. That being said, when we were going into Fracture, man, I thought that they were going to be the ones that were going to take it away. But unfortunately, IlluZion showed up to play, and they said that they weren't ready to go out. I mean, they had to fight their way through the entire lower bracket, and now they're here. So it's not going to be easy for them to go down,
Absolutely. And one thing that is going to go down is my account. Right now, I have to owe $15 over to Geo here for the knife that Payne got. And I'm going to be sending it to him on PayPal. So a little bit goes a long way. But speaking of a little bit going a long way, we're going to have to do a 5-minute break. We need to make sure that everybody is ready and at their peak. So make sure, get your snacks, get your drinks. We guys will see you in a hot minute here. But we're going to see you on Haven, and who's going to be taking the grand finals, another best of 3. See you there.
You are my ecstasy when you are next to me. Flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I You are my ecstasy. When you are next to me, flooding my dopamine. Stay here right next to me. Oh, you make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Great and coming, coming inside me rolling. Like whoa, you took all my love like it's stolen. Got me like whoa, yeah, whoa. You are my. You are my. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. You make me feel like I can touch the sky. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around. You are my. You are my. You are my. Every time you leave, I come down. So girl, you know that I need you around.
And here we are in the final game of the final match of the final series I'm ever going to cast, because I think I'm never going to wake up after I crash tonight, but I'm joined by Disco Cast. We're here to have some fun, and you guys are watching IlluZion versus Ookers. Who takes it?
Ookers. That was a question for me, right?
I mean, it was a question for somebody. I mean, if you're going to answer, somebody has to.
Well, look, I put 11K points down in the channel on the prediction, so Ookers absolutely have to win this. And you know what? I'm feeling really confident in their ability to win this one out because we have seen them absolutely dominate on Haven. They are undefeated on Haven so far, and there is a reason for that, and it's because you've got Zambi on Breach and you have Kai on Cypher. These two are absolute demons in the server when it comes to Haven, and I have no doubt in my mind that they are going to close this one out for us. That being said, we can see the attach pick over on the Sage. I think we've seen them play this before, and it didn't really work out that well for them. So is it going to be a little bit of a repeated history, or are they going to come in with a new game plan to try and shut down what Ookers have to bring to the table?
You know, I really think that the shutdown requirement is possible here for them on Ookers, because Ookers has been on the Haven how many times? Just today, we've seen maybe 8 games, and that's really important to get sure, or to make sure that these players are ready to go. But I do have to preface something here, and that is, of course, going to be how pistol round goes determines a lot of the map. A little bit of info getting gathered by Rec here, knowing that there is going to be one over by Grass, and of course the other way around, they know that there are at least one in Garage. But Zambi looking to try to find some heads to click on. Will he actually spot one in time, as everybody's now ready to get it going, ready to get it gunned down? And of course, a little bit of a push coming forward. Zambi here, he does have an anchor down for this game, but Zambi needing to rotate back over to that A site. We do see a little bit of a rotate coming out from these players, but is it gonna be enough? I mean, Seth here could get timing to buy the two people in window, but unfortunately neither of them are really going to be swinging outside. They're waiting for someone to really peek in, and if it's going to be anybody, it might be the Cypher on Chai.
Yeah, this is a really interesting way that they've actually flipped the sides here a little bit. The C site's going to be completely free for them to take, and now Rex able to cut down Kai on that flank, and so that's going to open them up a little bit for some more map control here. As we can see, Cairo just kind of taking them down, Attach immediately able to trade that out, and now we're looking at a 3v3 retake.
Yeah, a 3v3 retake, definitely trying to push these players back, and I think they're going to want to give it their all, but here we have Attach sliding in, doing some damage, getting himself one and another through the smoke. Last man standing is going to be Pawn going down, and IlluZion already off to a beautiful start there. That's a lot of DPS dealt by Attach, and honestly, we haven't seen them play on Sage yet, so it's nice to see something new.
Yeah, so IlluZion able to close that one out in a very, like I said, very interesting round. There was a lot of really weird exchanging of map control there, and the fact that Ookers was able to get into the C site for free and the way that they did, and the fact that IlluZion was able to just retake it off of the back of Ookers, maybe giving up a little too much control there, I think is a little bit curious. So hopefully Ookers haven't let, you know, the lateness of the night and the stress of all these games get to them, and they can kind of tighten up and, you know, get back into their natural form, because right now that looked very different than what we've seen from them in the past. So hopefully they're able to turn it around here. They are going to be on an eco, but they can still do a good amount of damage here, and it looks like they're just going to go straight for this contact push in the garage.
And that contact push definitely going to do some damage with Pain spraying down three of them. Beautiful job from this man, and that's going to be the end. Geo popping off, popping heads, and ready to rock, roll, and be a gangster. But can he keep it going? That's the question. The fact of the matter is that was a bonus round for them to win right here against the buy round coming out from the defense. Or no, from the attack.
Yeah, so now they're able to buy up here, and I would really like for them to just kind of slow things down just a little bit. We can see that Rec does have a Vandal in hand, as well as the Brady with the Bulldog, so there's a good chance that they could turn this around and win this bonus. So if Ookers don't play this carefully, and if they just run right into their setup, just like they did last round, it could fall apart for them really quickly. They need to take this round. They can't let IlluZion get the bonus here and run away with this half.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to have the runaway from the half coming in. A lot of push, a lot of shove, a lot of give, a lot of take. But the fact of the matter is, they have a buy, and Cairo with a Vandal is a demon. So can he shut down anything? Looks like Brady's going to gun him down. The Bulldog, one tap at any range as long as you pull down just an out of time. But there he is, going to get another one down. Of course, it's going to be on Pond, and let's see what can happen right here, right now. A little bit of a bomb getting planted, and everybody going for the DPS, going for the damage. And right now, let's see if they're ready to push. Of course, Brady is ready to go. Lots of DPS coming in, a little bit of a push coming forward, but let's see what happens. I love the util usage coming out from these teams, trying to get them in there. But Kai getting Brady down clean as ever. With a little bit of a push, and that's going to be Kai getting another one. As long as they keep it going, all of the util. Rec is going to get the headshot onto Kai, and now it's about the retake from Geo. This is a bonus round one. Beautiful job from these gamers, and of course, we're here to watch that happen. Obviously, the one for one trades and the bonus winning. This could tell me that Ookers is getting pushed out of this tournament.
Yeah, you know, that's really exactly what you didn't want to see. I mean, I kind of cautioned against it going into this. They had the proper weaponry to kind of make that happen, and I think Ookers just kind of played directly into their default a little bit. Now, we can see that this is obviously a very defense-sided composition, having not only the chamber, but also the Sage that can help you not only lock down the sites, but if you are going to do, you know, any sort of retake, her utility can come in handy there. So I think tough round for Ookers there. Definitely don't want to lose that. And the fact that they are deciding to go ahead and invest into this 4th round, I think could spell danger for them. If they end up losing this, they're going to put themselves in a really bad position where IlluZion can just allow that momentum to snowball in their favor and put Ookers in a very bad position.
An incredibly bad position to be in, but with Rec here wanting to anchor it down, Cairo did buy himself a stinger, lots of DPS, but is the DPS going to be enough to actually get a pick? Yes, it is one of the fastest round shots that you could possibly get, but of course, we're also relying on the fact that these guys want to push it, and I don't think that the defense is going to push. They know that if they play it slow, attackers have to come to you. The bomb has to get planted or the time ticks down and they don't get any money, don't get any credits, and don't get any money with the tournament. Kai, however, trying to secure the fact that he wants that 1K, will get the headshot onto the man in heaven. And here we have a little bit of an A site hold and a big flank developing from the Rays. We got Cairo. He's just been waiting patiently and he's going to get one perfect play from this man. But I think he's going to try to do it again. Cairo not wanting to push in to get the gun. Pond, it's your turn with the stinger. And he played a little bit differently with, of course, Attach getting the pick on a zombie. And Sambi just doing everything he can. Flashbang coming around, and there it is. Joseph, last man standing, and oh, it's all over for the thrifty round to come back and pop off. Beautiful job by that team. Attackers, I'm surprised that you took it, but you have to give it to this man, Cairo, getting himself 3 pieces that round.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a really well-played round from Ookers. They used the utility just right to kind of move the rotations over towards the C side of the map, and then that allows them to just roll straight into A site for free. So they are going to be able to walk out with a couple other, rifle upgrades here, which is very good for them in regards to how lopsided this has felt so far. Now, IlluZion, they've still got something to work with here. So if Ookers isn't able to get away with this round, then it's going to be very difficult for them to kind of continue on this momentum here, because IlluZion could just as easily flip this back around and win this out and continue to just snowball in this half. As we see, Attach does have that resurrection online, so that can be very crucial in this round for them if they do decide to, employ it.
Yeah, and damage coming down. Everybody's doing the best that they can. Let's see what can go down here for these gamers. Attach doing the best he can to do a little bit of DPS motive. Here we are going to see, of course, Sage doing the best that they can to move forward here, but how are you supposed to push against them? Let's find out with Cairo doing the best that he can to keep it going. I mean, he's got to make some space here for this team. He's going to try to push them back, and here we go. It's going to be the B site, a little bit of a push, a little bit of a shove. Who is ready for the B site hit? Nobody, because the site's empty here, Disco.
Yeah, but they do have the trademark there that should allow them just enough information to make that rotation if they need to. I really do
30
think it's
seconds left.
interesting that they were able to push them around all the way over to A. Now it's all going to come down to Pain and whether or not he's actually able to break up this play as the rest of the team decides to flood into the site here. Cairo actually able to find one onto Pain on that opener, and that's going to be huge in allowing that to happen. The Neuralink is going to give away a lot of information, and Cairo is going to capitalize on that. Now Showstopper available for him, and Paint Shell still in hand. There's a very good chance that IlluZion does not successfully retake this site from him.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility that they are able to push in here and deal some damage. What could actually happen now that Attach, he's got his resurrection. He does have that bulldog, but these attackers, they got the showstopper, and here it goes doing a little bit of nothing with Cairo trying his best to do some more damage here, but obviously it's going to be a lot more difficult than anything to see what can happen in the next round. Kai taking down Attach. And they're just going to have to back it up. Of course, a 2 against 4. Little bit of a push to go. Let's see it happen. And wow, a shot from Brady taking him down. But how do you feel about that, Disco?
I mean, it was just a great round from Ookers. They really just took their time there. They put a lot of pressure over at A, and they forced IlluZion to kind of move over to them. and give up the rest of the site. Now, unfortunately, they didn't end up going over to B, and they did go to C, where there wasn't really a whole lot of opposition towards them. So they're able to come out clean on that one. That being said, there's still something for IlluZion to work with, and they do still have that, that resurrection, and now the showstopper online as well. So if they do manage to pull this off in a good way, then they should be able to take this round. And if they don't, then I think Ookers are going to be able to run away with this.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Just looking at the push that they got coming out from mid, yes, they do have a little bit of a flank developing, but all that they need to do is just keep up the pace moving forward. Zambi on that flank doing as much as they can, but that A site is kind of still the object of attraction. Everybody getting split off here, searching for clues. Of course, Kai opening the door to get onto the site here, but with what they have, this is a site where they just get a plant for free, and the retake might not be enough. It's just about how can we see the Sage and the Fade push forward, but right now we are seeing this is a 5 stack down. We are having everybody now push in. Can we see what is ready for them to be taking it? Of course, Attach does have the resurrection, but that is going to be the nightmare down. All the DPS, and here we go, the shock dart, and oh, that's a lot of damage. Kai and Cairo battling it out, but here we go. Brady from the top of heavens able to try to do some damage. Last man standing here. What is going to happen now that we got Zambi? He knows that one is underneath him, but Kai is down. Last man, and he gets 2. Last guy, he's got it, and Geo, he's the man to get the pick. Beautiful play, but oh no, does he have enough time? It's gonna be down to the wire.
Oh my lord, he actually pulls it.
0.15, that is not okay. Oh my god, how did they do that? Defenders looking so clean.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually really concerned for IlluZion there, because as we've seen from Ookers in the past, once they get onto the site and they stabilize, it's very difficult to have that retake come through. And I think the main reason that they were able to do that was not only off the back of that Nightfall, but the resurrection, allowing them to get in, create that space, and immediately res after the trade. That is huge for them. So IlluZion stay alive here. I mean, Ookers still looking pretty decent here. They're not in the worst position ever, but IlluZion just kind of trying to make sure that they don't let Ookers run away too far with this.
And you don't want to run away too far with enough pushing coming around. Of course, we do have that anchor and that lurk coming out from this Cypher, but they're trying to make some space over on the other side of the site, and the one person is going to be interrupting them over on A, of course, is going to be Rek. Rek is the man to try to push him back, and these attackers, they either have to hit B or go past this tour de force, but Zambi with the flashbang will scare Rek back, and of course, this is where we see the push coming in. Zambi with the flashbang, a little bit of a momentous occasion, but Rek doesn't have no idea that this is going to be a beautiful swing from Kai, and that is going to be the sight down with everybody hiding. The spike will get planted, and now it's about the retake. We do have the Sage ready to go, but everybody is spotted. They know what's going on. The rotates from these players, the gamers. Who is going to be taking it today with, of course, 2 in hell and a big rotate coming around. But from the heavens, we have the Sage looking to swing out. He is going to be the first to die, but now Geo, he's going to join where his teammate just fell, while his team, it might just go for a save here. It's the best you can do, and honestly, I think that's why we're seeing the bomb just kind of be alone here, be anchored, be stuck, and it's just going to tick away.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right decision. It does look like 3v5. It's a lot more possible for them to maybe do a little bit more damage. But with their economy looking the way that it is, they've invested a lot here. They need to try to take those guns into the next round. And unfortunately, Cairo is actually going to take one more out of them at the very end. Now, I wondered if maybe it was a good opportunity for Geo to kind of pop that Cosmic Divide, but instead they're just opting to hold on to it. Now, I think that IlluZion needs to kind of just try to spread things out a little bit more. We've noticed that they've just been going for very big risky gamble plays for 4 stacking over on C, 3 stacking over on A, and those kind of plays can pay off if you end up making the right choice. But a lot of times when they don't happen, you end up gifting the rounds to your opponent, which is exactly what has happened with them in Ookers. Ookers have been allowed to get a lot of really free rounds that I think IlluZion was very in control of.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, Disco. So much control is being made, but the one thing we do have to point out is this big, long push coming out right here. This flank could get where they need to go, but because of the Cypher trip, it's going to be incredibly difficult unless you could play a little game of limbo. But here they are. They're just going to keep pushing right through it. And are we going to see a first contact? Of course, Payne spots this man here, and a little bit of a rotation has to be made. They can't push anymore, and we're going to see Now, a beautiful flank developed from Cairo. He's right behind him, but does he know what's about to happen? He gets one before getting gunned down in the stun. It's locking these players in this game mode and a big B push to go. But here we have only this man. He's doing a little bit of damage because of the stage on the other side, and he's now down. But we still have Attach here. And if Attach could get down, he could get this spike going. But of course, he has to face off against Zombie, who is going to be blind. But oh, what a pick from Pain with the nade and the flank coming out. This is IlluZion's game. Unfortunately, they have to retake it. But with how much we're seeing these attackers move constantly and constantly just back and forth, last man is going to be this man, Geo. He gets one. He gets two. Clean shot, but he has no idea about the fade behind him. Is he going to be able to check around, check his corner? And he is not, with Joseph able to get the pick. A beautiful play today, and the spike still able to go down for him. And here we have it back in the spawns for both of the gamers. Who really can be taking this game is my question for everyone.
I mean, things have just started to get so close, and just a really picture perfect rotation from Joseph there to clean that up for them. But you can't let Geo be unleashed in that regard, because he has that clutch gene. He is able to close those rounds out for them. So now we're tied up, but Ookers, they've got a lot to work with, where again, IlluZion's just barely been making it every round, scraping the bottom of the barrel, but they still have that Cosmic Divide in their hands. Now, whether or not Ookers actually decides to go for this A hit could be very crucial for them, because we could see that they're putting a lot of pressure there. The question is IlluZion actually going to take the bait and rotate out? And as I say that, Rex just going to go ahead and annihilate Cairo from existence.
Taking Cairo out is impressive. That's early. It's exactly what you got to do. But the fact is, with Cairo now down, where can these attackers go? We do have, of course, Joseph looking around, trying to find some DPS, trying to get some info for the team. But everybody else here in the spawn just kind of lurking around over by grass, trying to go in between the hallways here. I mean, you're spread thin now that you've lost the duelist that gets you onto the site, and that is a risk that might cost you the game. But let's get right into this next round with everybody pushing forward here through Garage. Of course, we have Joseph. Can he actually get through, though? With now them pushing right in. They're checking every corner, but they only have to get past Geo, and a huge flank developing from the defenders. Right now, you got Wreck and Pain, but the spike's still going to go down, and here has the retake started to develop.
Yeah, but even though they can get through on this flank, there is a tripwire that they're going to have to deal with. And unfortunately, that's going to be a lot of info for Ookers going into this round.
But there we go. The off your feet's gonna start, and Kai wants to push in, but the flank developing. They're being aggressive into main. That's gonna get them one and not two. But this flank, it's coming no matter what they want to do. They have to back it up, and the fade able to pick off that player. This is big, but all the shots are happening, and Brady is the last man standing as everyone else has fallen for the enemies. Beautiful play by them today, and yes, they are still gonna get the defuse. That is an incredibly risky position to be in, and defenders taking that away, that is awesome for them.
Yeah, you know, I really do like them trying to push off the back of that Rolling Thunder, but I think maybe a little bit too greedy for Ookers to just kind of continue to push in. Once you get that first pick, I think you just need to get back out of there and then restabilize back on site. The fact that they just continued to go for it allowed that flank to push up so quickly in the back, and then a little bit of a pinch. Now, we did see the Aftershock come out, try to slow things down, but in the end, it wasn't going to be good enough. And that really should have been Ookers' round to win, because their default did actually force to rotate over to A, but the fact that they weren't able to close out there is a little bit concerning. So now IlluZion been given another lifeline into this match, not only taking the lead, but trying to stay on top a little bit and hopefully put Ookers in the back foot economically.
Yeah, and having that back foot, just able to get that pep step and able to kind of just shuffle their feet, and, you know, it leads to a bolster. You got to have your foot on the starting line before you could start a marathon. Who is really going to be taking it today? I mean, the big push coming out inside of Long as well as Sewer. This is very scary for them today. I mean, look at what we got from Cairo and Zambi. They're trying to push right into the Sage. But look at this wall timing. It is going to go up, pushing them away, but with the fade smoked off in heaven, it's incredibly difficult for them to keep going. Attach is going to get stunned here, but this is where the attackers like to go. They like to make the space here. A little bit of util goes a long way, but I think we are going to be seeing that rotate coming out from both of these gamers. And then it's a fake. They want to hit it immediately back. That's the way that you like to play it, but How are they going to actually get past this? It's so risky to
30
keep it
seconds
moving,
left.
keep it going. And there we go. Cairo up in the front, getting himself a wall bang down. The util coming out. And oh no, you're not going to be able to spot anybody with that being a beautiful pick. Now it's up to Attach. He's the last man on site, right behind the wall, the smoke, and everything about to drop. I do like the positioning we have from Pond here, looking around, trying to find out where is the Sage. But now that the coverage is gone, if she gets swung, she will need to get this pick. But here's Kai, first to try to peek this. And I know that he wants to, but these players are joined by it. And that is going to be Rek getting one. The stun coming out, and they know where the players are. But here we go. Clean shot from Kai. Last man is going to be Rek, and he is on the flank, trying to rotate back into this site. Can we see it happen? Can we see him get it? Or is it just going to be Kai versus Rek? I think the time is of the essence, and the bomb is going to go. Everyone's running away. You just have to keep bailing out before the bomb explodes and gets you right on the back end. Beautiful attempt from these attackers. Now we're tied 5-5. This game is a lot closer than I really anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The way that both of these teams have just been battling it out every single round has been so scrappy. And, you know, IlluZion opting for a tactical timeout here, I think, is not the worst idea because, you know, even though I think they played that round really well, you know, they both had, I believe it was Rek and Payne just kind of holding Garage and C-Long respectively. So making sure that if the rotation did come through, that they were aware of it. Meanwhile, the rest of the team and Geo, Brady, Attach, still just kind of holding onto the site. But the fact of the matter is that if you allow Ookers to get in that way, it's going to be very hard to challenge them. And, you know, Geo's putting himself in a one and done position there. So I think they need to try to rethink how they're going to play this. And they need to decide, do they think that they're capable of allowing Ookers to get into the site and then having the ability to retake it? Or do they need to try to rethink their strategy and hold the site a little bit more aggressively? Now, they have had really good map control throughout this entire first half, I would say. And the fact that we're at an even scoreline says a lot for Ookers' playstyle.
Does say a lot about the playstyle here, but another thing that you have to mention is when this team on the attack has been so consistent in just getting themselves on the point, that's the reason why they're using a lot of ultimates here to just keep the game going, keep the smooth motion of everything happening. That's the important part. And of course, when you have what you got going on, it's just a big peak. Everybody here wants to go right into this next round, but because this timeout is now over, do you think that that timeout is going to give them enough time to mentally reset? I mean, look at this push coming out just through mid. Flashbangs all over the place. Geo anchoring through the smoke, waiting to see what's going to happen. And of course, so much utility is here to go. But we got Brady trying to hit the flank. Might be able to walk right over that wall, which I do love for the wall by his teammate.
But yeah, I mean, look, they've essentially put them in a corner. They forced them. They're funneling them into B. Now, if IlluZion can actually capitalize on how well they've placed their utility here, they might be able to shut down this push. Otherwise, Ookers just going to roll over them. We've seen how strong they are when they hit this B site, and if they are allowed to get in there, it's going to be very difficult for them. We can already see they're trying to reconsider things, but Brady is here ready for this push back into A.
We also have Long getting guarded as well, but you know, I love what you're saying about Brady. It's incredibly difficult to try to push in as for against this, but here comes the util anyways. It's not spawning anybody yet, but are we going to be able to get a pick? Of course, Brady been anchoring the entire time, but unfortunately, we are going to be seeing that big push coming out from Kai. He's going to get one. Brady is going to get gunned down in a beautiful position for these attackers yet again. This is how you like to see it, but with the flank developing from Payne, he needs to keep pushing in with all the util. How are you actually going to get past Joseph here? There's just so much info to gain, but you're jumping right over it. The strafe, but oh, that's going to be Joseph gunning you down. He's very happy about that, of course, but now it's just going to be one left. The Astra looking to see who is getting in here today. Of course, we do have Rek trying his best to get forward, but forward momentum in a 2 against 5 incredibly difficult here, and I think that's only going to leave it up to Geo, who wants to push in with any bit of a pick, but he's just going to go down, leaving only Rek remaining. But that is going to be the end of the game, and again, people want to start running away. Are they going to survive to the bomb? Looks like it's just an end halfway short.
Yeah, I mean, it's good from Rec to just try and save your rifle there, but at the same time, you're not looking too hot coming into this last round. And meanwhile, Ookers, they have a lot to work with. They have not only that Nightfall, they have the Neural Uplink and the From the Shadows, but you have to understand that Zambi is only 2 points off of that Rolling Thunder, and he has been so crucial on this breach roll in the past. Obviously, a little bit absent in this particular game, but if they're able to get that ultimate into his hand, which there are a number of ways they could make that happen, they could almost assuredly lock this round down to get them into a 7-5 going into the second half.
And wow, what a big pick, but that's going to be an ultimate, getting one down, but he's gunned and he's now stuck. But here we go. We got the Sage now pushing forward, trying to do some DPS, trying to maybe get a res away. But, I mean, here we got Geo swinging out, getting himself one. But here's the swing. Rec only having his push coming through. He needs to try to get this gun down, but how could they push up? It's 3 against 2. So many trades back and forth happening over and over again, leaving only Attach here in mid. That actually opens door for maybe a res if we don't see the retake and the re-hit coming out from these players. And it looks like they're going to be going straight into long. That means that the res is going to happen no matter what. And of course, they're ready to go. I do like the split off happening, but the timing coming out from Rec, he is going to get gunned down, leaving only Attached to the last man standing. They have to keep this going, but the res available. Who is he going to res? Is he going to go for the man close? Looks like he is going to get Brady, but with the spike now getting planted, this is where we see the offense coming in. A 2 against 3 retake, already an ultimate being used, and of course, everybody pushing forward.
I really love the positioning here from Joseph and Pond as well, just anticipating this push. It's going to be so hard for Brady to come out of this.
Yeah, I mean, Brady is going to get stunned here, and he's just going to TP right onto, and that's the end of the round. Beautiful by Pond. As you said, their positioning was perfect. It's how you want to do it, and the ultimate's securing it. Now we are on the switch side. It was the last round of the half, and we have to see what's going to happen next.
Well, we have already seen that they have a very dominant attack half, but with Ookers, they also have a very strong defense half, especially with this composition. We've seen it in the past. First of all, Zambi, always just on point with his utility. He's very good at delaying the attack side pushes, and at the same time, the trap plays that they have set up over towards A on a very consistent basis. Now, aside from all of that, you have Kai, who has just been insanely powerful in their lurk role. So if he's able to do that freely, and they don't find a way to shut him down, they could potentially, really run away with this. I mean, I think Ookers have the potential to win this out, and not just this, but potentially the rest of this half if IlluZion doesn't find a way to adjust their playstyle.
Yeah, and I think they will have to try to adjust a playstyle here when now we got Pain pushing forward against Zambi, but look at that positioning from Pond right on top, getting one. Zombie now wanting to go through, but instead he's going to get gunned down. It's just about the retake, but we still have one stuck on site, and it's going to be Kai getting gunned down. Now, Joseph, you got to keep pushing. You got to get the damage. Last man here on the site, it's you, Cairo, and Cairo is going to be the bro to go down, and that is the play. Attackers very, very happy about the outcome of that round, but the site's now empty. The new site is available. It's going to be who can take the next round here. Disco.
Well, I mean, obviously, IlluZion, just a very powerful first pistol for them. They're able to just get into the site, and, that's a style that they're very used to. They're just very explosive with that. The thing is, I don't know if that's always going to work against Ookers, because once they can anticipate where you're going to be, then they'll find very creative ways to shut you down. We've seen how they've been able to do it in the past. Now, this time around, looks like they're just going to be going for a gamble over on A, which is very common on these, anti-eco rounds where they're saving. And so that should be a free C site for IlluZion as they take down Kai over in Garage.
Yeah, taking down Kai there, very vital. Of course, we did see that Cairo was going to activate the trip. So with this retake being everyone on this team, it's extra stressful. But we are seeing a little bit of a rotate coming out from the defense here. But who's actually going to be able to take it? Of course, it's got to be the attackers. They have what they need. They do have Astra doing some damage. And of course, both of them are going to get stunned. They have to back this up. But Cairo, he's ready to swing, but he's only got a shorty, leaving now Zambi ready to swing it. And that's so much damage. Is Geo going to back it up? Attached trying to go for it, but last man standing and behind the wall. It's going to be you, Pond. And unfortunately, you are Dinks. You're holding it, but you are down. Beautiful, flawless round from these gamers.
Yeah, pretty much expected, I guess, coming out of IlluZion there. I was hoping that maybe Ookers would be able to shut down just a little bit and do some more damage, but unfortunately, that's just not going to be the case this time around. That's okay, because now they have the rifles in their hands, and now we can see them go to work. We've seen what they're able to do on this defensive half, and all they need to do is just put the right utility in the right places, find the information, and react accordingly, because IlluZion is most likely just going to continue to try to run things down on them. They're very confident in their B hits because they like to utilize their Sage utility on that. Now, if they do end up doing that, I think that Ookers are going to have the right answer for them.
And I agree, you gotta have an answer for everything here. But the fact is, this is last round of the half. You know, Attach already taking a little bit of damage from that shot on the fade, and that's gonna cause her to relocate. But look at the push up coming in from Rek. He's already right here, ready to go, and he first has to get past C. Garage, though, you've got so many people over here, both Zambi and the Omen. But this is a long push that's going right into their feeding their foot. Can we see that back foot power? The nade now coming out from Pain. It's going to land perfectly, but unfortunately, the man's not there anymore. Pain now ready to get this going. He is getting pushed back, but not attached. He's ready to go, but he's going to get gunned down. What a play. The spike is now down. Zam wants more. A little bit of nade, but oh, clean shot from Cairo. And Pod spraying right through the smoke, doing what they can. They find it, and that is a flawless round from everybody here. Beautiful attempt for the gameplay.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, Edgy. You know, as long as Ookers can find a way to kind of steer their opponents into the setup that they want them to go into, which, first of all, they are very effective in doing so. But if they can pull that off, it's going to spell disaster for the opposing team. They did it perfectly that round. They waited for them to come around C. They pushed them kind of into that area. And once they did, guess who was right there waiting for him? Zambi with the aftershock to slow things down, break up that play, and take out Attach. Then, right after that, Cairo follows up with the paint shells. So, very good trap plays. I love watching them do it here. Now, again, we can already see IlluZion kind of gearing up potentially for an A hit. Now, if Joseph and Cairo aren't ready for this, then it could be disastrous for them. But if they do read this well, and they are able to execute their game plan here, IlluZion could falter.
It could falter, but they first have to get past this team, and I don't think Gio's really going to let them out yet. Of course, we do have the others over here defending it, and now that the push is coming forward, this is going to be Pain sliding right in to Cairo, but Joseph gets one, and here comes the re-hit. Brady getting another, the res onto Pain, but here we have Kai. He's been aggro, he's been ready, and he does spot Pain's weapon, but he's just going to have to break this down. He can't allow them to try to push it, but who is going to be taking it again? Attach walking right back into there. Of course, look at what we got from Kai. I love that little bit of intel, but there we go. Attach getting one. Last man standing is going to be the Omen, who is gunned down. Pain on the double kill again. 8-8 tie with this team. They're just doing such a clean job regardless every single time, but I don't know.
IlluZion able to just kind of execute their game plan there, I think, a little bit flawlessly. The one thing that we have noticed in the past with Ookers is that normally you actually have Zambi over playing more towards the A link. Now, they've kind of been switching him around, holding him over at C, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because we've seen how effective he can be there, but without him playing A-Link, it means that they can't actually run those trap plays that they love to run over at A, and allow him to the freedom to rotate over to B if the site is towards B. So I think now IlluZion have probably identified that A site is a little bit of a weak point for them. Now, if they do decide to keep pressuring it, they should be able to get the site, but if they do end up going over towards C, I think they're going to find quite a bit of surprise for them over there in Zambi, just ready to shut down the play.
Yeah, absolutely ready to shut down the play, but look at what we got going on. It's a big, just split up in middle. They want to get this, and I think they might just try it. Of course, the split coming out from the Sage all the way on the other side of the site, but this is where Garage likes to be pushed in. Of course, you do have Kai trying to now go in, but this is where we see the pinch from both Pond and, of course, Zambi. They like to keep them back, but we're also still waiting for anybody to hold them at bay. Can we see that happen today? We got a big rotate over towards the A site here, except for Attach. He's been lurking the entire time, looking for anything, and I love the Cypher pick here because it just gives so much info no matter what happens. But is it going to be enough? Attach trying their best to get any info, but really, it's going to be a big push coming forward for this team. Look at that. Here they go.
There.
Last man is Joseph trying to anchor the site on. There it is. Lots of damage down. He is going to get that pick. 15 seconds remaining. The spike has to get planted soon with everybody now pushing in. And this is it. The ultimate from Cairo. He's going to get one. Rek gets the other. Attach is still trying to catch up with his team. But Cairo, he's not done. He wants some more. Can we see this happen? A little bit of a nade, a little bit of a spray. Attach going right through it. The satchel, little bit of damage, but not a lot. 2 versus 4. Cairo now going in. We do have a close quarter combat. That's going to be it. Brady getting it, but Pound is going to be the last man to get it and the spike down.
Really good round from Ookers there. I mean, we've seen it in how they like to retake things. And that was really all off the back of Joseph's utility there. He was able to use the haunt to kind of slow things down a little bit. And then also using the C's to not only tether the spike planter, but open them up vulnerably so that Cairo could just pop in there with the showstopper and get that kill. Now, they have been able to kind of remedy the cracks a little bit that have been showing over in A, because I think IlluZion made the right decision going back to A, and it was just really unfortunate that Joseph was able to break that up. So we could see that IlluZion already lining up here for some more A pressure, because I think they've started to catch on to the fact that if they can pressure A early and potentially even get that pick, it should be a very free site for them, because now Zambi, a big crucial part of that, has not been over on that side of the map at all.
There's a lot of pressure that A site is kind of being lacked right now, but the fact is their retake power coming out from Ookers is just so clean every single time that now that they have to push in, they're gonna have to get past Cairo. The nade ready to get thrown, ready to do some damage, but of course you gotta make sure that you're gonna connect it, and it is gonna push these players back, and that might set up for a retake already. And this has been using so much info with right now these attackers already ready to just straight up leave. The bait has already happened. The bait and switch is now underway, and of course we might see the spike anchor onto A, but they haven't rotated these defenders. They've been anchoring it back. Cairo joined, of course. You've got one in heaven. You've got the man over by Graffiti still watching B, and here we go. That's gonna be one pick for Joseph. He's got his util, he's got all the damage, but the nade's coming through it. Oh, Pain, you are gonna be taking that away for this play. And now let's see a rotate over to C with, of course, maybe the Omen trying to anchor it back, but IlluZion's just going in. He's making moves. He's making some speed to get onto the C site. And here they are. They're finally on it, but that's going to be the Rolling Thunder and the ultimate coming down. He needs to try to shoot it off, but Rek's going to get one. Boom, it's gonna lock right down on a Zambi, and what a bazillion play coming in. Here we go, last man pawn, gun down. I mean, you gotta hand it to this team IlluZion. They were able to really just play it smart that round.
Yeah, I mean, they really did. They pulled that off in a very spectacular fashion, not only just finding the right time to rotate, but also just really good utility there. Even though the Rolling Thunder came out to try to slow things down, we saw Attach actually pop that barrier orb that buys them just enough time for Pain to pop the showstopper and then shut down anybody that's coming out on the CT side, over on the C side. Now, I really do like the way that Kai has been setting up his utility here. He's been getting a lot of information out of it, but as soon as they bait that rotation out of Ookers, it basically just becomes moot. Even though they know what's happening, once they get on the site, it's going to be very difficult for Ookers to get the retake if IlluZion is allowed to stabilize with the utility that they have. So I really like the play that they have here, setting up for B. We'll have to see if Ookers actually have what it takes to slow this down, or if they get caught into another potential fake rotate.
Potential fake rotate, but we have a flank from both Cairo and, of course, the breach. This is definitely a scary position to be in, but Cairo able to spot one, will get gunned down. This is when Zambi wants to swing, but unfortunately, they're already gone. And now it's just up to one man, Joseph, on site. How are they going to be able to play it out? That's going to be the frenzy, though. They walk right back into it. Beautiful play from the breach again, and they're kind of lost. These attackers, they're getting pushed back every single time. But do they even know where the man is? Kai gets that clean shot. Sorry about the hiccup, but let's see what can happen next as they are trying to push in. And that's going to be Rek getting the pick. And here we have only Kai stuck with 34 HP. He's got the Sheriff, but he's getting pushed by so much util that it's definitely scary. But oh, Brady just guns him right down through the box. He's just that guy. But Spike needed to get planted here. And of course, a very risky play. Again, these people want to get this down. Spike with it, a 2 against 3 with now a tour de force to try to lock it down in the hands of Rec.
I mean, this is a very interesting position for Ookers to be in here. They do have control of Garage, but I think it's pretty obvious where they're at here, and Geo is in a great position to kind of shut this down. Even though Joseph will come out, find one, Geo's just going to shut it down, just like I thought. The man is absolutely unstoppable, and Rec himself has just been going completely nuts. So IlluZion are going to be able to take an extra round here in a row, which is very good for them, because now with a lot of the back and forth that we were having before, it was only a matter of time before one team was finally able to stabilize their economy. So Ookers, this is their big round to invest here, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Cairo investing in the operator is going to be a very interesting pick for him, and if it doesn't pay off for them, then we're potentially looking at IlluZion heading into a free match point off the back of an eco.
Yeah, and I mean, we do have a big amount of stacked over towards B and C right now, trying to make sure that no one's going to be able to get pushed out. But the one problem we are seeing with that is, of course, the little bit of rotate coming in into grass. But they might be walking right into the trap that is laid, the plays that are set, and of course, a little bit of info. Can we see Joseph getting that pick down against Payne, who has been buying some space? Look at that smoke. It's perfect. And honestly, Rec, though, he's been lurking the entire time. He has to face off against Kai, and Kai knows. He's staring at him. Yoo-hoo, look up. He's definitely just got a ping that the people are now coming over for that A push, and I think Rec does not realize that he's been spotted. This is perfect for the team, and oh my, though. We have a big push coming out, and there we go. Rec is going to get one. He's just pinging everybody.
Oh, my
the
Lord.
game's coming in, but oh my God, the trap. This is what we like to see. Everybody now on the site. We have a 12 HP on Payne, but oh my, his bot is still working. He doesn't even know where they're tagging the players from. Oh my God. And he's going to tag the man underneath him, jump down, get himself the picks, and oh my God. Here we go. Attached, last man standing. He's going to go down. Last man is going to be wrecking a 1 against 4 to keep them back. He gets 1. He needs to keep this going though, but he can't. Zambi is going to get that. Look at that Cypher cam that we had going on there. I mean, how are you supposed to do anything when this Cypher cam right there is just staring at everybody? The whole sight line on everything. Like, you're not going to get shut down at all.
Now, people might not remember, but this is a very old school Cypher cam, and that's probably part of the reason why it's been able to find so much value in this particular match, because people don't remember Cypher. It's been so long since people have played Cypher, and now Kai utilizing some of the oldest tricks in the books, which have now just become the most unexpected trick in the books. So really big value out of him there to just not give away the positioning of it too much by just pinging them right, or right, like darting them right away, but just pinging them for his opponents, or for his teammates, sorry. So now tied up 10-10, and the investment really pays off for Ookers, but IlluZion still have a lot to work with going into this round. So it's really going to come down to who wins this round, because that's going to be the one that puts the other team in a very peculiar position. Even so, both of these teams fully capable of pulling off a thrifty round coming into this. So if this A site works out the way they want it to, it could be money for IlluZion.
Definitely could be some money here for them, but they have to find out if they're going to get any info coming in. That, of course, is going to be the nightmare now rolling out. Kai will get picked down. What a position to go for. I mean, what can you really do here? The spike is down, and with how much util they're kind of trying to redump, this is just a patient play from the attackers to keep them off. And IlluZion's been doing such a clean job. Here we do have it, but that is going to be the counter ultimate coming in, and let's see if we can spot anybody now in. We do see almost everyone, but here we go. It's Crow, Cairo going right in. Zambi's able to get 1, but they can't hear a word, but they're all sucked off. And here is Payne trying to get some more, but Geo, joined by his teammate, just gunning it down, running it back, and all the picks, last man standing. It's going to be Brady to get the final blow. Beautiful round for these attackers every single time.
Wow, I mean, a little bit of tunnel vision, I think, there from the side of Ookers to just keep trying to stick it despite the fact that the gravity well is pulling them off over and over again. I think they really should have just tried to fight off for the rest of the site, but unfortunately, it's not the way that it played out, and now IlluZion gets to take their 11th round, 11-10. This is the most neck-and-neck series that I think we have seen for this entire tournament, and you know what? It makes sense because these are, in fact, the top two teams. So now, Ookers on a little bit of an economic half by Joseph, a Spectre with no armor, while Pond is just opting for a Ghost. I mean, this is going to be very difficult for them. They need to play their cards right if they want to try to keep IlluZion off of match point. And I think what it's going to come down to is just patient plays, good defaults, and trying to find those picks.
Trying to find the picks is definitely going to be what they have to do, but the reason this game is so close is just because both teams are always back and forth with it, and the fact that the positioning coming up from defense has been really clean, but this is where Rek pushes right into the crosshair of this man. He is going to check it, and that's going to be a double kill down for Cairo. Both people pushing the nade now there. Is it going to do any damage? It is going to try to zone him back, but with 30 HP, he's no longer alive with the boom bot. It's the last thing he's got. Now, this is difficult. We do see only 3 attackers remaining. They're all anchored down. And of course, they're looking for some DPS here. Not a whole lot of weapons available for the defensive team again. And a lurk, though, in the hands of Joseph. Can he actually find anybody in mid? Can he get the picks today?
This is a really good position for him to be in here. If he's able to find a timing on to attach, then he should be able to shut this down. It really just depends on he's going to be able to find it, and he does. Now, only 2 players remaining for IlluZion in this 2v4.
Yeah, and this is a moderate thrifty round. They couldn't afford a lot of whole guns here, but right now we got Kai trying to get some info. The spike is going to get planted meanwhile, but with only Pain being the last man standing, you got to ask Kai, how are you going to be doing it? But here we go. It's a big push. Everybody in, and that is the end, and match point is not going to be given yet to these attackers.
Oh my gosh, this is just so much of a back and forth between these two teams. Just when you think one team has the advantage, has the upper hand.
I'm thinking we're seeing a little bit of lag coming out from Disco's mic. Maybe that's just my internet, but I agree with what I heard you say. A little bit of an advantage going on those picks, the flanks, is really big. And that's kind of the important part about everybody pushing together, doing the DPS if necessary. But I don't know if that's going to be able to be continued here. And let's keep it going. Obviously, that round has come to an end, but this is going to be a big rush in long. Disco, how's your mic doing? Looks like it's gone, but I guess we're just going to be here for a little bit while Disco fixes mic, and we're going to see what else can happen. I mean, it's a little bit of a slow push going forward. I know that they should be able to get this down. And of course, we do have Pond. I love the positioning from Pond here. It definitely tells you that if anybody's going to peek, he can just look straight down. He now is the Cypher Cam, and as long as Cypher Cam is that man, he should be able to get it. And when Rex peeks this, it's going to be incredibly difficult to fight this down. The ult's now coming in. We do have Cairo. He's ready to try to pop it. Is he going to connect it to anybody really here? Looks like nothing is going to get hit, and a little bit of a rotate pinging down. And there we go. A little bit better now for everyone. Can we see if it's going to happen? I think so, with now a big flank coming out, but the B and mid push. It's really the goal of the game. Look at what they're doing. It's got to be patient here as they just slowly push right into this chamber or this Cypher trip to really keep them off. And that's the question. Left. Are they going to be able to get onto this pretty much clear site? It's definitely terrifying. They're looking for that info. They're gunning everything they can, but Zambi anchoring it back, knows that there's going to be some people to the right, some people to the left, and that's going to push him all the way back. Geo, though, he is going to go for the plant, and he isn't going to take any damage, but Zambi immediately gets a pick and has to get past the wall. But here we go. Steph going in, doing some damage. Pond getting the final blow, and here we have it. No flanks working out for anybody. It's a 4 against 3. Winner takes match point. A little bit of a blind coming in, but how are we going to see these players just do the damage? But this man's sticking it. He's going to get it all the way down. Wow. Beautiful job. What a game. And now 2 against 2. They got the ult, and that's going to be 1. Last man behind the wall, not going to peek it. But are we going to overtime, or is this going to be the end of the game?
Well, with the way things have been going, I would not be surprised to see us go into an OT here. Now, that being said, IlluZion, they're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Payne's just going to have to go with the Sheriff. And I think Geo, with only 2,900 credits to his name, he's going to have to go with the Spectre and Armor. That being said, we are so close to so many crucial ultimates across both of these teams. Not only is the Tour de Force almost available, but the Showstopper, the Cosmic Divide, you know, the Rolling Thunder across all these teams. So many different variables could take place in this round to actually sway whether or not, you know, we do go into overtime, or if Ookers finally close this out for us in map 3.
Yeah, map 3 definitely what you want to try to do here, but it's tough. It's definitely tough to try to keep this going. Of course, we do have Seth doing what he can. A little bit of info goes a long way. It is going to grab this man down, but it doesn't go for much longer. We do have an anchor point coming in, a big push coming through this spot. As long as Brady can get out, I think he'll be okay. And as long as his team can keep going, IlluZion might be able to go into overtime, but you're going to have to play against Pond. You're going to have to play against Zambi, who just spotted out Rec. He knows where these players are coming from. The stun now rocking it. And that's going to be a nightmare on to number 1, but it is only going to connect to Geo here. We do still have one away from Geo's ultimate. Lots of ults can win them the game, but here we go. We got Rec on the flank. We got Pawn anchoring it down. Who is going to be preventing the push? It is going to be a big spray, but not a lot of kills. There is Zambi, though. Well, all the DPS. He's ready to pop the ultimate. That's Pawn gunning it down. Everybody's going in. Here's one, but he's out of bullets. He's got to switch it. And Cairo, he's got one. He's got two. The nade now coming through. He's got to force it back. Only 10 seconds. This is not going to overtime. This is going to be the end of the game. Rec, you got to go, and you might lose it on time. Oh, no. And that is going to be one pick down. Rec, you got to go, but it's all over. The game ending. Rec trying his best. Defeat is the flavor of the day for these players.
Wow, what an amazing series coming out from both of these teams. And the fact that that last map was just so close, ending off 13-11 with Ookers just barely scraping by with the victory there. A well-deserved win from them, and they are going to be your first place champions for this Weekend Warriors number 3 in this wonderful IG League tournament that we have been able to be a part of. I mean, thank you so much to literally anybody that has just been here across both of these days. This has been a grueling tournament, but we have seen some amazing games.
Yeah, I completely agree, Disco. You know, that was a long stream for us. You know, we were here for a long time, but I gotta hand it to Ookers, who only took 1 L the entire time, and it was at the very end to a team they had already beaten. If any, like, on paper, they won the game. They beat the last guys, you know. But when you come down to the bracket, that's the loser rounds and the lower rounds. You're gonna have to have IlluZion. They came back after Ookers destroyed them 0-2, and they came back stronger and stronger than ever. And congratulations to their team, IlluZion Orange. You guys are looking clean right now. And again, GG's to Ookers. You guys did a great job pushing in, but you got to just take a peek at that bracket. If you guys haven't seen the bracket, haven't seen the climb that came through, MVP has to go down to that team. They were able to really just come back from nothing, and that is amazing. Again, you could talk about the specific players all you want, but it's always down to the team play. Yes, Payne, so many sick shots, but everybody had hit a clip at least once this series. So congratulations. And if we're thanking people, I gotta thank Disco, I gotta thank Hydra, I gotta thank IGL for putting on everything here. Towards the end there, I started observing just because, you know, I wanted to make sure that we could have a little bit of a break for some people's voices. Some people here, Hydra has been observing for so long, and he deserves a break there. So give us some feedback. If you guys want to give us some feedback, head on over to the Discord at !Discord, or go to IGLeague. Or if you're a player and you played in the game, Battlefy feedback. We know we always check that stuff. And anything to add there, Disco?
No, mostly I just want to give shout outs to production.
Okay, nothing to add there, Disco. Man has teleported into the Nothel realm, apparently. So Anyways, we want to give a shout out to production here as everybody has been doing a great job trying to keep it going. Looks like Disco has had his internet crash. Speaking of production, it's just production errors, slice of life. Things are going to happen, but special thanks to production IGLeague for putting on this tournament. $1,000 or $1,100 for everybody. 700 goes to first place, 300 is split. And of course, you got to thank the people who made it all the way there. We had some great teams that we didn't get a cast. So shout out to those teams that we actually didn't see on stream. Gen G, I'm sure you guys were doing great, but this is probably where we're going to be saying bye. Unfortunately, let me check where Disco went real quick. And his computer died. So looks like he's just had his PC on for a little bit too long. Kind of says something about how long we've been casting for. But if you guys want to check out Disco, please check him out at Disco Cast. I'm going to plug for him because he's no longer here to have his voice. Disco Cast on Twitch. Or not on Twitch, well, also on Twitch, but Disco Task on Twitch, Twitter. He also has a podcast. If you guys want to check that out, you can always find the links at his Twitter at Disco Cast. He'll probably be in chat. If you want to know what I do, you can find me at Educast on TikTok and Twitch, or at Educatinator on Twitter as well. It's been great casting for you guys. If you want to see more of what I do, I'll be casting another grand finals. I'll be posting about it on my Twitter. And if you want to know about IGLeague, check them out. At IGLeague right here. Follow if you want to see more. They do weeklies, they do monthlies, and this was a great monthly to cast for. And if you want to compete in a solo arena, aka private matchmaking, to stay away from those e-daters inside of your ranked lobbies, check it out. All you have to do is be a bronze member of the website, and you'll be able to queue with a lot of other pro players, and hopefully you will win prizes, keyboards to mice. But it's been awesome playing with you guys, casting for you. And I think, Disco, are you here? Are you good?
Yeah, I have made it back. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. The
Well,
computer's been having issues.
Well, I plugged everything for you. Do you have any special thanks? I know you wanted to thank production. I kind of took it away, but give us a rundown, man.
That was, you know,
it.
I just wanted to say thank you. Shout out to the production. It's been a really long weekend, and everyone, including you, Edu, has just been killing it. And I just wanted to thank everybody. I'm really glad to have been a part of this, and that was pretty much it. Thanks to all you viewers as well who's been able to stick around through all of this, shouting us out, giving us props, and, you know, just showing nothing but love. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching.
You are my ecstasy.